There you go. Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're doing the first episode of the FROGCAST. As it's actually a name that Hannah came up with last second before I put out the announcement, but I think it's gonna stick. How's it going, Pip? I see you in the chat, Sammy as well. Welcome to the stream. Today we're with Play All Consoles Pack Play All. What do you
Yo,
prefer to go by?
you can call me anything. A lot of people, if it makes it easier, call me Link.
Yeah,
But yeah, play all, all that. It all works.
yeah. Now, let me just post a Twitter link real fast, or a Twitch link, and we should be all good. There we go. Okay. How's everybody doing today? Also, how are you doing today, Playo?
I'm doing well. It's Friday the 13th. In fact, it's the weekend, start of the weekend. It's a great day.
I love Fridays. There's something about Fridays. It's the just knowing that you can have calm 2 more days. There's something magical about it. Like
I
the
agree.
it's like the opposite of a Monday where you know you have a whole week ahead of you. You know that the whole week is behind you now, and now you can relax. I got a few questions to get started too, so that people can get to know you a little better.
It's fine. Let's hit it off.
Yeah. Okay. So good luck doesn't seem realistic today. So break a leg as the same show. Exactly. I believe that phrase actually came from the fact that um there was too many people that it was the superstition that saying good luck was jinxing it. So people started saying bad stuff to do the reverse of a jinx. So that way they would jinx something bad happening and something good would happen instead, or it would go all according to plan. So that is how that came about. Okay, so first question. Uh, you mentioned at some point during a stream, I believe it was like last week or something, where that there was a what I think was it your niece or your sister that got you into streaming? Which one was it?
Yes. My
Yeah,
my my sister has been very adamant about me being online. Um, before Twitch, before YouTube, before Justin TV.
yeah,
She wanted me to do blogs, then vlogs, then YouTube, Justin TV, then Twitter. I was very adamant about not doing that just because I'm not a photogenic person.
yeah.
So I never wanted my face out there. And so when I discovered VTubers last year, and I know I'm late to the game, but I was intrigued not only by the anonymity, but also the technology. I could be popular without being famous. And so when I told my sister about this, I was very intrigued about it, and I told her, she's like, "Go for it. About time." I'm gonna try not to swear too much. I'm not sure how your swearing goes on your stream, but
Oh, I
uh,
swear all the time. My literally my bio on my Twitter says, let's see. Yeah, it literally says I say all the words your mother and father taught you not to say. So yeah.
yes, yeah, but no, yeah, my sister was basically saying about fucking time.
Yeah. Does she watch your streams?
On occasion, she does. She has a habit. She will tab me up. Hold on, let me. I gotta set some volumes here. Just sent you a little raid there.
Yeah, thank
Wow, I
you.
got three. Well, I want people to come and see you, but no, I like the rocks.
Yeah.
No, she's been wanting me to stream forever, and when I finally agreed to it, she was ecstatic, and she has been one of my biggest supporters. Um, and it's not just her. Throughout the years, I've had plenty of people approach me and saying, "Hey, you want to do a podcast with me on YouTube or whichever? And I'm like, no. But finding out about VTubers, about being, anonymous. Um, hello, Mace. I'm sorry, I got your stream up, so
Yeah,
I might say hi to your chat.
yeah,
Please don't be offended.
I saw Max as well. I was just waiting for you to finish. So then I would have said hi as well.
Um, but yeah, no. Like I said, many people for some reason think that people want to hear what I want to say. I don't understand it, but I'm thankful for it.
All right. Is that better, by the way, Hannah? I turned myself down a little bit. But yeah, no, it's I can really sympathize with the whole like not wanting to show your face thing because I used to stream way back, way back, and I felt like my screen was just empty all the time when I streamed. So I would end up putting like a little face cam in the corner, and I hated looking over at like OBS or whatever streaming software I used, and seeing my face there. It felt uncomfortable. So I've like deleted any trace that leads back to that, and I decided to go to VTubing as soon as that became a thing instead. So I can absolutely sympathize with not feeling like photogenic and whatnot. It is it's not a fun time.
For those of us that are not photogenic, and even those folks who have, anxieties about being, for example, in a public space or being exposed to many people that they don't know, VTubing has been a very, very good godsend
Oh
because
yeah,
we're exposed to a lot of people who otherwise we wouldn't be. So it's a great thing.
yeah. Yeah, I agree entirely. It's like a really nice, tight knit community of people, and it gives people sort of like a nice home to go to, so to speak. Like if it's and having like a character there as well makes it really more like you can be who you want to be. You're not sort of tied to the past as well. So some people have some heavy baggage that's really nice to get rid of. Which it's important to mention, especially in a month like Mental Health Awareness Month. And
Very, very true. Very true.
yeah. So has your life changed anyway since you got into streaming? Or, like, has it had any big or small effect?
Um, the only effect I can say that it has had is the job that I most recently got. Back in January. Uh, Before that, I was unemployed for uh, I want to say like 10 months.
Yeah?
I When I went to the job, I told the plant manager and the production manager I have other obligations outside of work, so I can't do like overtime and all that other stuff. And then it came up, you know, that an overtime situation occurred, and I pulled the plant manager aside and said, "Look, let me tell you the truth. I'm a live streamer." And I use that term because, not everyone knows what VTubing is. But I said, I'm a live streamer. And similar to how people are dependent on a TV schedule, people are dependent on me to keep my schedule, which is I stream almost every day. And he was totally understandable. He's like, okay, I understand. Anytime that you can do it, do overtime, I would appreciate it. I'm like, dude, I stream 7 days a week. And so it's going to be hard to do that. And he's like, that's fine. And so at this moment, that's about the only change in my life um, that has come from streaming. Um,
It's
Go ahead,
probably
go ahead.
way more considerate than than most bosses. Like,
Very.
I had a boss when I worked at a grocery store for a short while, and he refused to let me go 5 minutes early to catch the bus, which was like at a bus stop right above the place, and because the bus went right as my schedule ended, and he didn't let me go slightly early to reach that, which meant that I'd have to call somebody to come get me, so that I didn't have to wait for like another like 30 minutes to an hour to come get me, since I live in a very like not very like big place. Hey Delta, how's it going?
Hello, Delta.
So having a boss that like helps that and is able to actually like support you in your endeavors when you're alone is so helpful.
Yes, yes, I agree totally. I agree totally. I'm not a big fan of the company itself, but the plant manager, the production manager have been very supportive of my outside duties because I don't think my production manager knows. And the thing with V2 being, the whole being anonymous, the plant manager has never asked me, "Oh, well, what do you stream or who are you when you stream?" Um, dang it, Delta. Somebody smack Delta with a newspaper. But yeah, no, no, he's been very supportive. Hasn't dug in deep on it. So it that is one of the perks of the job I currently have.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's one actually a fairly good perk to have. I mean, just in general in life, being able to have like a nice little obligation, even just at home besides work and whatnot, is nice. It gives you something to do and to something to put your hands in whenever, say, you have nothing else or you're bored, you can put in a little bit extra work on the side into this hobby or this thing you like to do. It's just really nice. Do you have anybody that you know, like IRL besides your sister that watches you though?
IRL, there are actually about 5 people
Mm-hmm.
who technically could dox me. Uh, but most of them, most of my IRL friends are not stream watchers.
Yeah.
I got one guy that I've known a little over 10 years. Um, his nephew does live streaming as well on Twitch, IRL streamer. So when I told him about it, he's like, "Oh, I'll go and catch you," And every so often he will pop into the chat, hang out, chat with me. Was one of my very early supporters, and I appreciate him very, very much. Mac, if you out there, shouts out to you. Appreciate it. Um, but most of my friends, especially ones that supported me, they would open up a tab or whatever. One of my best friends doesn't do any kind of streaming interaction whatsoever. Made
Oh.
up a Twitch account just to have his laptop open so that I would get the views when I was trying to make affiliate.
Oh, hell yeah. That's like the best kind of support.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Um, but other than like him or my sister, um, you know what? We need a newspaper smack icon or something. Delta, love you, homie.
Hey,
I ain't gonna say nothing else.
I mean, if you subscribe to me, I have an emote with a knife in it. There you go, just...
We ain't trying to slash or dice anyone. But no. Like I said, the few friends I had that would tab me up, they don't watch streams.
Yeah.
My sister, even my mom, will tab me up, but they don't watch really. My sister shows up like once every 2 weeks. Um, she's actually a doctor. She's a pediatrician,
Oh.
and so she's very busy. But her laptop is almost always open to my stream. In fact, if you look in your viewers list, Ashen Dreams is listed in your viewers. She's not here, but her computer is. Your
Yeah.
chat is going crazy.
Yeah, they're wildin'. You got like a bunch of... Hey, thank you for the follow, KZ. Welcome to the river.
Oh, KZ, appreciate it. I've seen you before.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on in.
The more the merrier, as
Look,
they say.
the fiance's got the knife emote ready.
Yeah, she's just subtly showing it off just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just for those, in case there was any misunderstanding, Hannah and I are not married, we're engaged. We're not married yet. I'm sure it will happen if we're able
I said
to
fiance, didn't I?
stay. Yeah, but it said wife a few times in chat.
Oh, okay. Jasper, what's going on,
Oh,
homie? I appreciate you coming on through.
apparently I'm lying. Yeah, I saw that, Sammy. Thank you so much for the follow. So there were a few others, but I'm not sure they're here right now. I'll thank them if they come along. So, that's it. Thank you so much for the follow, Jasper. Welcome to the river. Oh, thank you for the reset, Pip. That's 5 months. Good lord.
What's going on? I saw you earlier in my Twitter. Thank you very much for the support.
Yeah, no, there's like, so you also mentioned at some point that, like, you want, like, a proper model for streaming, rather than, staying as just, like, a reactive image? Or
Yes,
static
I am
image?
actually. Yes, I am actually working on a 3D model.
Yeah.
Because I have no artistic talent whatsoever, and working on. I'm being serious. But I
Yeah,
have
I can sympathize with that. Best I can do is a stick man.
yeah, my stickmen are yeah, we're not gonna go. No, I have before I started streaming last year during the whole pandemic shutdown or whatever, money that I had saved up for traveling because I wanted to go back home and visit. I actually um built a PC, beefy. I call it my beefy PC. That just happened to fit along with streaming. And one of the things I did was I had downloaded some 3D modeling software. Unreal Engine was the first one. And when streaming came along into my peripheral, I looked at that and I looked at Blender, VRoid Studio, and I started working on my own 3D model, which I've actually done a stream showing me suffering through learning it, but I do have a 3D model in the works.
Oh, is it going to be similar to your current model?
The PNG you see is actually a snapshot of my 3D model head image. Granted, it is not without all the other bells and whistles, but yes, that right there that you see is the 3D image snapshot of my model.
Oh, I like it. I dig it. Oh, oh, look at that. Hannah bringing up some smoke here. We got witnesses too.
Oh gosh, yeah. Earlier this week, there was a slight incident. Uh, Thank you, Hannah, for bringing that up. Uh, yeah, because of everything that I've been trying to do, the whole the whole streaming everyday thing was kind of testing my limits. And Tuesday night, I fell asleep on stream.
And,
And
you know, sometimes when the Sandman calls, you gotta answer.
especially when you're as old as I am, us old folks, we can fall asleep at the drop of a dime. Um, and it was one of those things with small streamers. You have ebbs and flows in your chat.
Yeah.
And when I started that stream on Tuesday, I had like 3 people talking to me, and they dipped out, which is fine because most of my streams have streamers only in it. So I'm not stressing streamers staying in my chat for the whole stream. You know, they come in. I have a saying. It doesn't matter if it's 5 hours, 5 minutes, or 5 seconds. As long as you come through, I appreciate it. So streamers came in. Oh my goodness, my sister is here. Hello,
Wow.
sis.
Welcome,
Everyone say
welcome,
hello to
play all
Ashen
sis.
Dreams. Ashen's Dream is our IRL sister. Um, yes, yes.
Older or
During
younger? It's an important
younger
distinction.
sister,
Younger
I
sister,
am
okay.
the older. I am the eldest sibling. My sister is my only other IRL sibling.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister is also more popular than me, and she doesn't even stream. Figure that one out. But yeah, during this time that like I said, I've been streaming almost every day, And I've done that partially for the self achievement of, I streamed every day this year. Granted, it hasn't been every day, but also to test my physical limits. And Tuesday, I kind of passed those limits and fell asleep on stream during a lull in the chat. And for some reason, that was one of my more popular streams because everyone came in and they must have let everyone else know. And I got clips. Someone downloaded it. Apparently, there's a remix video that's in the works now from one of my viewers of my old ass sawing some logs. So, yes. And notice in the chat, everyone is already very friendly with my sister. So this has been all my life. So it's not a surprise.
It's all right. Usually it's the younger sibling that gets the most love. My younger sibling's in the chat too, so.
Well, hello, younger sibling.
Yeah. That's a voice crack. Pip in chat is my younger sibling.
Nice. Yep. You're famous now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no. Did you two have like the sibling dynamic where you fought all the time, or were you two very, very close?
Like cats and dogs. Most people to this day who don't know us now, because I've moved. I'm in the States. For anyone that is outside of the region, I live in the United States. I lived on the west coast of the U.S. About 20 something years ago. I moved halfway across the country, and me and my sister are closer than ever. But most people who don't know will think that me and my sister hated each other. And that wasn't always true. Yeah, I see my sis. She's gonna take over the chat. I'm just telling you now.
Don't worry. I was just waiting for somebody to.
Oh no. Me and my sis, like I said, my sis has been my biggest supporter. Not only going into streaming, but being a VTuber. Because a lot of people, as you know, Grim, you're a VTuber. A lot of people don't understand VTubers and our need for privacy and anonymous. I said it earlier. I can't say it now. For being anonymous.
Yeah.
My sister has been very, very majestic. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the help with Blender. I have a few folks as well, but any help I can get, I appreciate.
Now you're gonna end up going on Playall's list of people.
I do have the hit list.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But no, like I said, my sister has been a very avid supporter. In connection with my mom as well. My mom actually, when she's not working on her laptop, will also open up a tab for me for views. Even after I've gotten affiliated, they still do the same thing. And
That's sweet.
usually when I'm me, my sister, and my mom are very close. They are very, very adorable. I love them very much, and I appreciate all the support they've given me. Sis, shut your mouth. No. Like I said, they've been very supportive of not just streaming, but like I said, of VTubing, of like I said, my sis has been on me for over a decade. She somehow thinks that people want to hear what I say, and despite whatever I may think, her and my mom have been very supportive. So I appreciate them very much.
It's always nice to know that like family and sibling support a hobby that you're doing. It's probably
very much.
It's also very endearing and it helps bond too. It's fantastic.
I think that's part of why everyone loves my sister more than me, but that's been my whole life. So
that's just typical sibling like rivalry.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna get into that at the moment. Yes.
Yeah, no,
And there she is. There she is right there.
appreciate both of you equally.
Thank you, Mace. Thank you, Mace.
Right now, Mace is furiously typing out a DM to your sister, saying that was just a joke.
No, you know what? You ain't got to worry about that. My sister is the coolest of peoples to everyone but me. Uh, no. My sister's very fucking cool. I appreciate her very much. She has done her own thing in life, and she, like I said, she is a doctor on her way to becoming a doctor, an MD, a pediatrician. Has picked up a computer sciences degree.
Yeah, does
And
that mean that you don't have to worry, like, if you, like, wake up and, you know, in your old age and your kidneys or something feel fucked up, you don't need to, like, go into the... You don't need to go to, like, the apothecary and pick out some painkillers. Instead, you just call your sister and you're like, hey, what does this mean?
okay. My sister lives 2,000 plus miles away,
Oh.
but at the end of 2020, I actually got the vid,
Yeah.
and it was not bad. I have a very good immune system. I think genetics, but if you get sick, your mom automatically turns into nurse mom, which is already bad enough. And I love you, mom, if you're out there watching. But it gets even worse if there is a doctor, an actual MD in your family to supply her with information.
Oh.
So the only symptom I had was I lost half of my taste buds. I didn't
Oh.
even lose all of my taste buds. I lost half my taste buds.
Yeah?
I I I, I had done a test because I was going to one of my best friends' aunt does Christmas Eve, and this was during the Christmas season. Christmas Eve was supposed to go to her house, but she has a lung disease because she's like 80 something years old. So, as a precaution, the rest of the family wanted everyone to get a COVID test before heading over there. So, I did that on a Friday. That Sunday, before I showed any symptoms, I get the text saying, "Oh, you tested positive." I'm like, "What? I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything." So I do all the HR stuff with work at of the job at the time. And that Monday, I'm sitting there, and it's cold out. There's snow on the ground where I live, and I'm texting the fellas at work. I'm like, man, this sure does suck to be out there in the cold and all this. I'm showing off. I had gotten a bottle of whiskey as a congratulatory it was a congratulatory gift from one of the managers at work. So I'm sitting there with the whiskey, also some cashews that was also a gift. And I'm eating cashews and drinking whiskey. I'm taking a picture of me playing Assassin's Creed at the time. And as I'm drinking the whiskey, all of a sudden I can't taste it no more. But as I'm eating the cashews, I can taste the cashews. So I'm like, what the? Because my earlier thought was, I'm going to go take another test because there's no way I'm sick. And then that happened, and I'm like, oh. So I text my mom and my sis. I'm like, okay, you guys wanted to know the symptoms. This is the symptoms I had or I'm having. And the next day, Amazon Prime, I get like 1,000 face masks and like 1,000 sanitary wipes. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Why do I need all this shit?
Can't drop that on me while I'm drinking that. That almost made me spit water all over my screen. I did not expect 1,000, tons and tons of face masks.
It was only like it was 4 boxes, but because they're packed together, it was damn near 1,000 of them. So yeah, it was. I'm like, why do I need all this? I'm not. I am going to adhere to the protocols that are here in the States. I'm not going to go out. I got plenty of food up in the crib. Uh, my best friend, I told him about it. He had his brother-in-law who, because my friend at the time lived like 2 states away, but his brother-in-law lived in the same city. So he's like, "Hey, dude, You need anything? I'm like, well, I ain't got no beer. And I don't think I posted it on Twitter. This was before I even had a Twitter. I got 4 cases, 430 packs of beer delivered to the back of my truck outside of my apartment. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm like calling the dude over because he was actually parked like 40 feet away.
That's.
And he's got a mask on. It's outside. I'm like, dude, let me pay you. He's like, no, it's all good. It's all good. It turns out that his brother-in-law had gotten it as well, but got very, very, very sick. So he was very cautious. So I called my buddy up. I'm like, hey, homie came through, brought me the beer. How do I pay him back? He's like, don't worry about it. I got you. I got him. Okay, cool. So for the next 2 weeks, according to the um HR standard for how to handle it at the time, I sat at home, played video games. I wasn't that sick. Granted, I have a good immune system, but I sat at home, played video games, drank beer, ate. I made a bowl of a pot of chili, a big pot, 10 quarts. We're getting that later. And I chilled.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yes.
probably the best outcome, honestly. I mean,
Oh, I was living it up.
yeah,
Granted, a lot of people have not.
yeah, that.
Um, at the same time that I got it, a coworker of mine has had 8 family members, 6 of them blood related, who have passed away from it.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
I am. It was. We actually called him Bubble Boy because genetically he was more susceptible than I was.
Yeah.
So we always made sure, and he was germaphobe even before all this popped off. And so we're like, okay, everyone, make sure we got some sanitizer around, spray everything down. But again, I had 2 weeks of just chilling.
Yeah, no. Somehow, me and Hannah have completely avoided COVID so far. We've not caught it, like, once. Nobody really close to us have had it either. And I think part of it for me is the fact that I live on an island that's only connected to the mainland by one bridge. So it's really, like, desolate here. Like, I essentially live in the middle of the country.
You're basically a Northern European New Zealand.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about the best way to put it.
Yeah. We during the whole thing, me and this other young man, we would talk about that, and it's like, New Zealand ain't got no cases. We need to move there. And it's like, only rich people can move there. Everyone else gets denied. So yeah. But no, I'm glad that you did not have to go through that because
Yeah.
it is a crapshoot. Even now, there's vaccines and everything out, but you never know what it's gonna
Yeah,
how
the
it's gonna affect you.
vaccines. I was supposed to get a vaccine to go to the U.S. with Hannah. Imagine going to Kiwi Land, yeah. Everybody just has a big fuzzy body on over in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was supposed to get the vaccine before I went to the U.S., but I ended up not getting the vaccine because I just have a pure, like, phobia of needles and syringes, and I was terrified to get it. I've not
Hey,
gotten a blood test or anything like proper in so many years, even though I should have.
hey, that's fine. I understand completely because, you know, everyone's got their own phobias, and as long as you keep yourself healthy, honestly,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. And I'm gonna probably get flamed all to hell for that, but as long as you take care of yourself, and that was the problem with this whole thing. No one took care of themselves. They went about life as usual, didn't take it seriously. I had to take it seriously because again, nurse mom, doctor sis, um, I don't want them to worry.
Yeah. You,
So
you hear that? You hear that, everybody in chat? Take care of yourselves. Treat
yes,
yourself.
please take care of yourselves.
Get yourself an ice cream. You know what? You deserve it. Get yourself
Ice cream is
maybe a
good.
chocolate. You know? But yeah, no. Next question.
Yes, sir. I know we went,
Yeah.
we diverged a bit, but go ahead.
That's fine. Tangents are encouraged, if anything. Do you have like a specific goal in streaming? Like, let's say you got famous overnight and you had like thousands upon thousands of viewers. What would you do with said viewership and said like popularity? What would your goal be?
Um,
All right, Sammy.
well,
If you go to bed, then have a nice sleep.
Sammy, thank you very much for coming on through. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, make sure to go follow Playall if you haven't already.
You know what? Yeah, wait, hold on. Before we get to your question, anyone that is seeing me right now, I'm gonna say this like this, and Delta is probably gonna go nutsoid. Don't follow me until you've seen my content, until you've gotten to know me, because I don't, and this may sound conceited, I don't want empty followers.
Yeah.
I want people. I'm building. Okay, everyone talks about neighborhoods in the streaming community. Before you have a community, I am building what I call a neighborhood, and I'm cherry picking my neighbors. I don't want the guy at the end of the block that's a weirdo that nobody likes. I don't want neighbors on the side of me that always call and complain whenever I have, loud music. I want a neighborhood where instead of everyone cooking, grilling in the backyard, everyone pulls their grill to the middle of the cul-de-sac. Everyone's bringing some food for the grill or bringing some like potato salad or pasta salad. You got the kids running through all the yards. That's the neighborhood I want. So, that being said, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far. Compared to others that I know, my growth has been slow, but that's kind of on purpose because I want to build a steady foundation, and a foundation for a
Exactly.
community should be a neighborhood. If you go by city dynamics, I'm a city boy. I look at city dynamics. Before you have a good community, you have a good neighborhood to start with.
Exactly.
And so folks that are here in chat that have come from my chat that are here now, follow Grim. If you don't know him, get to know him, watch his content, give him a follow, get to know him, get to like him, make a new friend. And I do this for everyone that I know. Excuse me.
Oh, Sammy, then we're going to be talking about how to grow healthily on Twitch and whatnot later and what, and how and that sort of stuff. So so the VOD will be up for you tomorrow if you want to watch. And if you don't have time tomorrow, I believe Pip will actually upload it to YouTube as well on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for Daily Dose of the Lake, and you should find all the VODs from previous streams.
Plug your stuff. Okay, that's I'm all about supporting my peeps. That's what I call everyone. Yeah. Everyone in my neighborhood is my peeps. You one of my peeps, Grim.
Yeah, I call everybody my younger siblings.
There you go. I can understand that being the old guy that I am.
Yeah.
I want all of my peeps to be successful. Even if I'm not successful now, I want all of them to be successful. Anyone that has followed me on Twitter, or that I've been in their streams, they all know. Yeah. I'm not asking for anything except for you to be successful. You ain't got to give me a follow back. You ain't got to follow me on Twitter. You ain't got to follow me on Twitch. I want you to be successful. So part of my approach to streaming is to have fun. Yeah. And to hit, to expand the sphere of influence of those around me to those around them.
Yeah, just like Playall says, build a steady foundation first, and then shoot for the rest. I personally like the saying of like, if you want to build a strong castle, then you need to make sure that the foundation's steady first.
Exactly.
Or else the whole castle will collapse right away, and the whole fucking shit is just in a mess on the ground,
Naysayers and the doomsayers, we're not going to pay attention to that.
Exactly. So yeah, no, you're going streaming. What you were saying? Yeah, if you grew overnight and got like thousands of views
If I got okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I diverge. Old folks like us ramble on, and we just lose track of shit. So please forgive me. But yes, to the original question, if I was to grow big overnight,
Yeah.
I would try to not stop what I'm doing. Um, a lot of what I do, um, which is promoting other streamers, is because I am small. I am small time. I can usually post up like one of the things I do on Twitch is when I do my stream and I chat with people. After I end stream, I look at the logs and I do a tweet, um, shouting out everybody because most of the people that are in my streams are also streamers as well. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to spread knowledge or not knowledge spread knowledge of people to
Yeah.
other people. I'm trying to connect my neighbors on this side to the neighbors on this side, to neighbors across the street, neighbors in the neighborhood. I'm trying to get all of the people I know to know other people. Um, so something that I can do as a small streamer, because if you become a big streamer, that one tweet becomes like 12 tweets,
Yeah.
and then nobody's gonna want to read that. So I'm taking advantage of being small time to help promote all of my streamer friends, and help them grow. And if it, if it's at the sacrifice of me getting bigger right away, I'm not worried about that. This is for I understand that this is a long-term thing. Okay, I've got in the United States, you can retire when you're in your later years. I've got 20 plus years of actual work that I can still do. This is something I see as after I retire, I can still do for fun. And if I make money, that's great. But in the meantime, all the folks that I know who are all much younger than me by like a generation or so, um, I'm hoping that I can I'm hoping that I can help them grow. I'm not trying to claim any responsibility for anyone getting big, getting affiliated, getting any of that. But I want to be part of that. I want to say I knew them before they were affiliate. I knew them when they had 10 followers. For me, that is, it's an ego thing, yes, but it gives me a good feeling.
Yeah. It's sort of wanting to be sort of like a stepping stone for them, helping them get over like the little like river.
Exactly. I love how you segued into the river. But yeah, no, exactly. I want to be a part of the growth of someone who in the future will be very popular, will be the next big thing, will be a superstar.
Yeah.
I don't need any credit for it. All I want is to know personally that I was a part of that growth.
Yeah. Exactly. It's nice to know that you helped accomplish something or helped somebody accomplish their goal at least.
Hannah, don't call me wholesome.
Also, Sammy, I think being a political / news YouTuber, I think that's perfectly fine as long as it's not, radical or insane views. And
Yeah. No extremism. No extremism.
and as long as you make sure to advertise that is what you are, so that people understand what they're coming in for, I think that is okay.
I agree 100%. Whatever you're gonna be, however you're gonna approach your stream, be genuine.
Exactly. And make sure that if it is fairly like say extreme views, be very careful about how things are phrased and how you say things, but also don't mislead the people.
Don't mislead anybody. Stick to the facts.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's dangerous at all. Of course, there will always be people that disagree with you, even if you do something not like dangerous, or say like you're just a regular content creator. You'll still, have certain people that will be scary and might threaten to dox you or might scare you with DMs and whatnot. But that's
yeah.
that's
there
kind
are all
of
kinds
part.
of crazy people out there.
Yeah, that's kind of part of growing. Like some people like to tweet out their first hate message that they get. I saw that. I see that was a trend for a while, and that was pretty funny. Streams
I
watch time for being
agree.
moderate.
For myself, like I'll advise people, if you get haters or trolls in your chat, ignore them, ban them, don't give them no press. Uh, me
Exactly.
personally, me personally, I'm a shit talker, and my, if my sister's still around the chat, she will tell you I am confrontational.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for my first real good troll. I probably shouldn't say that on stream, but uh, my first real troll, I will probably memorialize them for the embarrassment that they're going to receive. Like
Yeah.
just don't do what I do. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Uh,
Yeah, just wait. After this stream, you're gonna get one singular DM from like Hannah saying you're stupid, but type that you are space STPID. That's what's gonna probably pop up in your DM from like Hannah or something.
okay,
That's your first one.
Hannah, you need to get together with my sister because my sister will tell you she's been telling me that for decades. Yeah, no, I am um yes, you're stupid. I have always been a very, I mean, and it partially it's from where I grew up. I did not grow up in a nice neighborhood. We'll say it like that. Um, you either stuck up for yourself or you got bullied.
Yeah.
And one of my nicknames is Bully King, and I don't honestly bully, but I do talk a lot of trash. Um, anyone that's seen my tweets with certain other VTubers,
Yeah.
I do talk trash, and I make sure they know that it's all in fun.
Yeah, that it's like
I don't
banter and whatnot,
seriously
yeah.
bully. Yeah, it's banter. But the thing is, if I've ran into maybe two trolls during the time I've been streaming, and like one of them came in looking for a ban, like literally told me, "Oh yeah, I was in this person's stream and they banned me, and I was in this person's stream," and they mentioned people that were in a community that I was a part of, and I'm like, okay, that's what you're looking for. You're not going to get it. And I kind of talked them down, and they're, at least in my stream, respectable now. They
Yeah.
didn't get a ban, they didn't get a timeout, but I let them know, hey, guess what? The second best troll I know is my sister, and she learned from the best. Guess who that is?
Exactly. So you gotta put them in their place. You gotta teach them where that is.
You know what? And I'm glad you said teaching because my mom uh was a teacher for 30 plus years.
Ooh. It's quite the
So
segue.
um I can't be a teacher because I don't have patience for people that don't want to learn. But for those that do, I am very instructional.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have a lot of patience. Ask Hannah. She knows that it takes a I don't think she's seen me like actually angry or like properly angry at something before.
Speaking of segue, right?
Yeah. Um I mean I get annoyed every once in a while though. I will say that. But who doesn't?
No, it's human
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Everyone gets upset. Even I get upset. And comparing me and my sister, my mom had a mean streak. My father had a temper, and me and my sister got both. And I always tell everyone, my sister is a smaller firecracker. She goes off a lot more, but it's not as bad. Me, I don't go off as much, but when I do, I go nuclear. So, you know, that was the dynamic of us growing up, and it still sticks with me to this day. I don't get off, I don't get mad that often, especially online.
Yeah.
You know, and for those that are watching who are newer streamers, whether it's being angry or being shy or being anxious, I got a simple beginner tip, and it doesn't work all the time, but it's something to look at. When you're getting anxious about talking to people online, I want you to look around the room that you're sitting in and count how many people are there. 99% of the time, there's no one else in the room but you. You're talking to a computer monitor screen. You're talking to people through your keyboard or with your voice. But if you're using your voice, if you're the actual broadcaster, you're not hearing their voice. So that should alleviate some of the stress or the anxiety or any of that because they're not there.
That's
Yes, the numbers count.
that's way better advice than what I had. I was just gonna say that, have whatever reaction makes the best content.
Oh yeah, content does matter. Content does matter. Again, I am one of those people. I'm not worried about numbers. I'm not worried about growing up big overnight. I'm more worried about making all of my content creator friends bigger than I am worried about what I'm doing. I'm gonna do what I do, and let me say it like this: for all of those that are worried about getting big or finding their audience, there are what 8 to 10 billion people in the world. If you are consistent enough, if you put in the effort, your audience will find you.
Hannah's calling you wholesome again.
I see this. I see this. I see this. Hannah, don't make me go ballistic on your fiance's stream. Okay? I'm not wholesome. I'm not nice. I am just attempting to be a decent human fucking being.
Yeah.
Okay? Something I can do online that I have a lot of trouble doing IRL. Because IRL, you can't really walk away from people, or at least neighborhoods that I've been in, you can't really walk away from people and just turn your back and ignore them. You always got to pay attention to the people around you. Online, and I heard a streamer say this once, if you don't like what you see, there is an X in the upper right hand corner of the screen. And when you put the mouse over it, it turns red and you click that and you ain't got to deal with them no more. If you're a streamer and you don't like someone that is in your chat, there is that ban button. You can do that. That is the great thing about online. And for all those outside people that love to touch grass, and I've done plenty of grass touching, they'll say, oh, you're a weirdo. You want to stay inside all day. You know what? Guess what? Being friends online is a lot easier than being friends IRL, because in IRL, you cannot just ignore people that you got to be around all the time. If you go to a workplace and you work with, okay, I was going to try to say it nice, but if you work with idiots, I probably shouldn't be like this, but if you work with idiots, you can't walk away from them so easily. If you go to a venue and there's idiots around, you cannot walk away from them easily if they confront you on whatever. You got to navigate your way out of that. Online, you can do whatever you want and then X them out. They come to you, X them out. You go to them, you don't like them, X them out.
In the words of
me,
in the words of Tyler the Creator, how the fuck is cyberbullying real? Just close the screen.
Yeah. I agree with that somewhat. I mean, cyberbullying is a thing.
It's absolutely a thing. It's a very simplified version of it, but
no, and I like the saying.
Yeah.
I love the saying. I don't want anyone to think I'm downplaying it.
Oh yeah.
Especially since one of my nicknames is Bully King. Exactly. When you're online, you have the ultimate control. And that is one of the great things I like about streaming and being online. You have the control of who you interact with.
Yeah, there's a big freedom there.
Big freedom. Being in the States, we're all about freedom here. America and all that other stuff.
Land of the free that actually has to advertise that they're free.
Yeah. We can get into that. I don't want the NSA or the CIA or FBI coming, kicking out my door or anything.
Yeah, it's all right. I live in Norway. They won't come on my door. I'm safe. I hope.
You're safe. But no, like I said, it's one of those things. You take uh you take inventory of your surroundings, and you see what you can or cannot do, and you make the best of it. And that is, again, old man advice: make the best of what you got, because yes, there are bad things that happen. There are bad times, and this ties into the mental health thing. You know, for everyone that has gone through bad times and has had a bad experience, if you're here now, that means you survived it.
Yeah.
If you survived a bad time once, you can do it again.
Exactly.
It's all dependent on your outlook, and sometimes your outlook isn't all that great. But always remember that if you made it once, you can make it again.
Absolutely.
So I should probably get off that soapbox right now.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of there's a thing. It was in my brain. It'll come. It'll come back. It'll come back to me.
That's that ADHD.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Thoughts go zoom.
Go zoom. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD. However, when I was a kid, which was long ago, probably long before a lot of the folks here have been born, because I'm old, there was not ADHD, it was ADD.
Oh, yeah,
and I was told that I was hyperactive in class, in school, and I was told that I had ADD tendencies. But I would never claim that I was ADHD because I've never been diagnosed, and I probably have better control than most on it, so I would never cheapen the terms by using them myself.
Yeah, the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that ADHD is a big spectrum. We recently realized, and it goes all the way from ADD, which is usually every symptom of ADHD, but without the hyper part. And then there's the ADHD, which is the hyper part, and anything in between the hyper and the calm is essentially can be grouped in there if you struggle with paying attention to things. Me, and there's 11 types of ADHD that have been diagnosed so far, or discovered. I have an attentive ADHD, which means that I'm very calm on the outside, but inside my brain is just scramble and constant. It's like a motor running. I always got to keep something going.
Yes. Yeah. You have trouble turning your brain off, and I understand it completely.
Yeah. Also, Sammy, I know the trouble. You take care of yourself.
You know what? Now that I'm reading that, I think I need to also head to the little streamer's room. Can we take a small break while I do that and get another beverage? I don't have to go long. I just have to empty the bladder.
Yeah, no worries.
That's not too graphic.
Yeah, no worries. We actually just hit on the 1 hour mark, so it's a perfect time.
All right then.
Yeah, just send me a DM once you're back.
I'm just gonna mute. I'm not gonna leave the stream or nothing like that. My ghostly face with the hat down is gonna be here.
Yeah.
BRB in like less than 2 minutes.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, there we go.
I think I typed in chat.
Yeah, I saw that. I had chat up on the side and just kept my eye on it. But yeah, we could probably move on to the next question now, I think.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what? If I ever derail anything, just please rein me back in. You know,
Yeah.
it's us old folks. We like to ramble. We tell stories. That's what we do.
Don't worry, I can relate to that. Alright, so, let's see here.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Well, there's going to be more streams in the future, so keep your eye out for that. And, yeah. So, yeah, no, I've, of course, watched a couple of your streams, and,
I'm sorry.
and you seem to be somebody who sort of knows your way around games very well. Because usually people that are older or up in the years struggle a lot with comprehension and understanding of video games. So is game something you've done since you were young, or is that something that you've recently got into?
I have been gaming for over 40 years now.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yes, it is.
That's like twice as
Um,
long as I've been gaming.
probably twice as long as you've been alive, but
Yeah,
we're
I
not gonna
mean,
call that out.
yeah, I mean, no. You're one digit off. It's all right.
It's like this. Um, the first system I played on, it's a tie between the Intellivision and ColecoVision, which most people don't know. But the first one that my family had was an Atari 2600, which is
Oh,
is anyone that plays any games at least knows some history and knows Atari 2600 was like the pardon the pun, grandfather of modern video games.
yeah, that's it. It had games that didn't. That's where Pac-Man was, right?
That
Like,
is where home the home version of Pac-Man, yes, was on
yeah,
the Atari 2600.
yeah,
Um, I grew up in an era where we had actual arcades that we went to, and not just one or two. There was a bunch of them, uh, at least where I lived, um, that the kids would go to, and I was infatuated with the concept of video. That is one of my things, and that's one of the reasons I became a VTuber. I like concepts,
yeah,
interesting concepts, and so video games was an interesting concept to me at the time. I like the interaction. Like I like video games more than TV shows because TV shows to me are predictable.
yeah. I
And I
I
could that
100% agree.
there's a whole total, different way I can go with explaining that. But saying that, TV shows, movies, even anime. I loved anime growing up, but they became predictable.
Yeah, after you
With
watch
video
enough, you
games,
sort of know what's going to be next.
oh yeah, yeah, and Graham, I will send you a website that spoiled me on any kind of visual media.
Yeah,
But video games are interactive. Video games depend on what you do.
yeah,
And even if, you follow a game pattern, especially like with the old like NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, you could play the game the same way everyone else does, but it's going to be a bit different because it all depends on your reaction, your inputs, and I loved that. I loved everything about the behind the scenes. When Nintendo Entertainment Center system, started having the pseudo 3D backgrounds, I was interested in that. How they had everything moving at a different distance. It may have been like it was 2D planes, but it was you had one moving at one speed, you had another one moving at another, and then you had the foreground. I was interested in those details.
yeah,
And and for me, even, graphic 3D graphic design. I'm no good at it, but it still intrigues me because the amount of effort you put into it shows.
Oh yeah.
And even with and that's another thing that got me into VTubing. The amount of effort that you put into it, that the amount of detail that you can exhibit intrigues me.
Oh yeah, and the fact that in every single character there's a bit of the person behind it as well peeking through, and it's really nice to be able to once you learn to discern that little piece that's shining through the actual person as well. It's really nice.
Exactly. Like one of my one of my nicknames is Link. I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto Sensei.
Oh yeah. The father
When he
father of
described
video games.
one of the fathers of video games,
Oh yeah.
when
One
I,
of the
when I,
founding
when I,
fathers.
one of the founding fathers described his process of creating the Legend of Zelda, in which he said he explored mountains and caves when he was a kid, and that's how he came up with it. And you see that with the exploration part of Zelda, and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff intrigues me.
Seeing the
With
creative process and those sort of things is so it's fantastic to see.
it is very fantastic for those of us that are nerdy enough to like that kind of stuff. I ain't calling anyone else a nerd. I'm a big nerd, and seeing the thought process behind something that I like so much, and drawing the comparisons between between the IRL and the virtual makes me giddy.
Yeah. It's fascinating for sure because especially when you feel like you are experiencing the world of said creator through the eyes of the creator when you experience a medium like a game or through their character or presentation that they want you to experience. It when that comes through properly, it's a very like magical experience that becomes rarer and rarer the older you are. But when it hits really well, and it's really cool.
Exactly. Because I'm also a big reader.
Yeah.
I love to read. I haven't done it as much in the past few months since I started streaming because time is limited. But
Yeah.
I like reading. And this is another reason why I kind of got out of anime, because I like the source material for the anime. You know, watching something like and I'm probably gonna get flamed for this. Watching something like Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
It was great to see it graphically produced, but
Yeah.
if you go and read the light novels, you get so like I have that kind of imagination where I can picture more vividly than what is put on a screen in front of me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I usually when I read, because I read a lot, I never usually read story. I used to read stories when I was younger, but now I usually go more towards philosophy, which makes me sound like one of those people on r/atheist, but um, but
Philosophy is a great
yeah, and
trigger for mind thinking.
oh yeah,
When I was a kid, I read the Iliad.
yeah,
Okay, and I'm talking when I was a kid, like in elementary school. Before I was even 12 years old, I was reading stuff like the Iliad, the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, and I was picturing
yeah, the
all of that.
Greeks,
The first time I read the story of Icarus, or Perseus,
oh yeah,
or the
sto-
Battle
stories
of
put into
Medusa.
philosophical context that sort of pose both a philosophical question and a lesson, and also have a story packed in there at the same time, are
Yes, yes,
really good.
yes. And for me, again, the whole concept of concepts, if I should say.
Yeah.
Some,
Yeah, no,
and
this summer I actually read a book by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And that's it's a really funny book. It just seems like
link me
this
that.
it,
Link me that.
It is a. I have the link of it. I'll send it to you right after the stream so you can see. It's a fantastic book about how to like approach life in a counterintuitive way, but it's really effective. Just sort of don't care about anything unless you have to, or it will really benefit you. Like if you see somebody sort of, let's say you're streaming, you see somebody being a dick in chat. If you decide not to give a fuck, they'll lose interest and move on.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 and so much yes.
I love that so much. And that book is just really good. I think it actually was like a bestseller and New York Times bestseller. That was really good.
That has actually been a philosophy of mine.
Yeah.
Ever since and again, I might get flamed. The artist Eminem.
Yeah.
Made a song called "I Don't Give a Fuck."
Yeah.
And that was right before I had moved across the country. And for a time, I lived in the city of Chicago, where there was a lot of people gave a fuck about everything that they didn't need to. And I was like, no. I don't give a fuck. I am not from here. I don't care what kind of drama you guys are drumming up. I don't give a fuck. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually the philosophy that's really handy to have to life. I live by the exact same, like, sort of saying. I don't care unless it's gonna have a particularly strong, like, life lesson to me. Or something that will really help me or benefit me or somebody around me.
Exactly. If it does not have a direct influence, and this ties into a lot of the drama with streamers, particularly VTubers, because I do follow that very closely, being a VTuber.
Yeah.
A lot of drama that happens online doesn't affect anybody.
Yeah.
And yes, some of it needs to be called out, but a lot of times there are so many people jumping on the bandwagon. And I made a tweet a while ago, about 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I am tired of drama-driven content.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to be involved in it. If it's really that important, then yeah, you keep an eye out for it. But if it doesn't involve you, don't speak on it.
Exactly.
Don't fan the flames.
Yeah, I like there's interesting situations going on in the world that I like to keep an eye on because they're drama, but I don't actively partake in it. Like for example, the Amber Heard's Johnny Depp trials going on. I watch the streams every now and then or have them in the background, but I don't exactly go and make, big like texts of speech on it. But I might listen to it.
Yeah, no, it is entertaining. I'm not gonna lie about that. It is entertaining, but you're not trying to add fuel to the flame. You're not trying to garner views on your opinion that gets either positive or negative feedback. Either way, you watch it for your own entertainment, but you're not trying to benefit on it, which is that flash in the pan kind of thing. Like, oh, there's some drama going on. Let me speak on it and get more people talking about it to me. No, that is awful. As content creators, and I don't even, I'm gonna tell you like this, I do not consider myself a content creator yet.
Yeah.
There's people who stream.
It's similar to how a lot of people that upload videos will take a long time until they consider themselves YouTubers too.
Some people do. Some people automatically assign themselves the title.
Yeah. I like to label myself as a creator. I like to create things and I like to create just things in general because before I did streaming, I used to make Dungeons and Dragons maps on Fiverr because I really enjoyed doing that, and I had a tool for doing that let me use different stamps and whatnot to put a really good map together, and that was really handy. but I always needed something to have as a creative outlet to share with people. Also, Sammy, I have no clue who that person is.
I have heard of that situation. That's part of the VTuber drama.
Oh yeah, I don't keep up with the VTuber drama.
If you don't mind, if I can address this real quick,
I'll go for it.
Sammy. Here's the thing about that kind of drama. What you're specifically referring to is what I was talking about. People who create drama to drive content. The person that you mentioned, I'm not going to say the name, but the person that you mentioned and people who are in that same vein, Sammy, I understand what you're talking about. They're doing it to drive views. They're doing it to drive traffic to them. They're doing it so that they get mentioned, and they did. They got mentioned by quite a few news reporting streamers or YouTubers or whatever, and they accomplished it. Bad press is still press.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad press still press. All press is press.
All press is press.
Yeah.
And it drives views. My suggestion to anyone that has been interested in that situation, do not give them press.
Yeah.
Don't speak their name. Don't go and confront them, because all you're doing is giving them free content.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You know,
it's usually best to just
go.
leave them alone. Because usually they'll stop eventually, but you just gotta leave them. Don't give them the attention that they're looking for. They'll find something else to latch onto, and they'll constantly keep moving on until they get the attention and the press that they are craving.
Exactly. By the
Hey,
way,
Melody.
hello, Mel. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, no. My thing is like this. The people that have been doing stuff like this, and not just the one that was mentioned, there's been others. They have mentioned,
Yeah.
by description, but not by name, the number one of the VTuber list.
Yeah.
The queen of VTubers on Twitch. And they have mentioned this person by description. And all they're doing is trying to get someone, particularly that person, to acknowledge them.
Yeah, it simply drives views and traffic to said channels.
Yeah. And my advice to anyone, because what happens is that person may not address it right away.
Yeah.
They may be the smart person and say, I'm not going to give this person press. But then other people stand up for this person, and that drives content for the people who are starting this drama. And it gives them the content to rant and rave and whatever. And I'm like, do not give these people your platform to garner views for themselves, or to garner popularity or clout or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Don't give them that. Okay?
Yeah.
Shy away from negative. And in the case that Sammy is pointing out, a lot of people were like, don't give them no clout, just report them. And I'm of the same mind.
Exactly.
If someone is doing something wrong, report them. Don't confront them. Don't give them fucking a platform for them to use to garner the views. Just report them silently and move on.
Exactly.
Leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. Report them if they're doing something that bad, and move on. Do not give them your platform. And this is not just the top VTuber. Other streamers, not just VTubers, but other streamers will address it, and then let these trolls use their platform to advertise themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
It's important
do
to not further said traffic, and sort of just try and hinder it, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give these trolls a roadmap to their own popularity through your platform.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question, because I can go on
Yeah.
the on that subject for days.
Yeah, that's
And
that's a highway that doesn't end. Is there like any release that you're especially looking forward to, like movie, games, any sort of media content? It can even be like YouTube videos or streamers debuting. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
I, when I first started, I was watching a lot of. Okay, when I first found VTubers, I was looking at several debuts, and they were big corporate debuts.
Yeah.
So I was caught up in that hype where, oh wow, there's all this money to be made, and all you have to do is be popular enough.
Yeah.
But then I researched it. I'm a researcher kind of, and it's like, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I should have muted that.
Oh, don't worry, it didn't come through.
There is a whole lot of misconception with streamers, not just VTubers, but streamers in general. I need to blow up right away. I need to make this certain set of numbers within this certain set of time, and that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
Streaming is a long-term thing. Unless you are sponsored by somebody or you hit some lucky viral thing, and that is a 1 in a billion chance, or more than that, it's a long-term thing. You should not be looking to retire off your first stream.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You should be looking to, again, like we said earlier, build a foundation.
Exactly. For me, my goals currently is to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. You should try and enjoy your streaming and whatnot. But we'll touch on that later when we talk about the healthy relationships with streaming stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. My goal is to build the neighborhood, to have fun,
Yeah.
and to encourage others to have fun.
Yeah.
I want everyone to enjoy, because there are so many times I have seen, especially when I first started watching streamers, there especially a lot of VTubers, a lot of people were graduating, retiring, stopping stream because it wasn't fun anymore, or it wasn't fun to start with. And
Yeah.
and if you're not having fun, pardon that, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? Why are you here? There's so much more stuff out there to be fun, and that ties into to mental health.
Yeah.
If you do something that is not fun, all you're going to do is stress yourself, and that it's not worth it. Don't stress yourself. Don't make things more difficult for you. Life is difficult enough as it is. IRL life is much more difficult than it needs to be, and to add to that unnecessarily is just counterproductive.
Yeah. This is that's very true.
So my advice to everyone, first and foremost, have fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
video games,
enjoy what you're creating and doing.
exactly. I'm a video gamer, and I tell people video games are meant to be fun.
Mhm.
If you're not having fun with a video game, you don't keep playing it. Not unless you're very hard-headed or very OCD or whatever, and that's a totally different thing. But if you're not having fun doing it, why are you doing it? And
Exactly.
same with streaming. Same with streaming. If you're not having fun doing it, why are you doing it?
Yeah. Make sure you enjoy what you're doing, or else you're never gonna get far doing it.
No, you're not. You're not. If you're not having fun with it, people will know.
Yeah.
Especially with streaming. If you're streaming and you have expectations that don't make it fun, everyone's going to notice.
Yeah.
Or if it's not everyone, a majority will notice. You might fool a couple of people, but you're not going to fool everyone. Everyone's going to see you're not having fun, you're not being genuine, and then you're not going to succeed because it's forced.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I do have one more question though before we move into like the little like mid-roll game, and then we move on into like the big chat about healthy relationships with streaming.
Go ahead.
Yes. So,
Mel, I see you.
yeah. With so many streamers being around nowadays, and you have a long list of people that you follow actively and try to keep track of. Do you have one channel that you would watch for the rest of your life? Out of your whole list? If you could only choose one.
Honestly, no. But
it's sort of like picking between your children sort of deal?
no. It's not even that. Okay. I'm a bit different in the head. I don't do favorites that often.
Yeah.
So when it comes to streaming, when I first started, I followed the big streamers. You know, Bishojo, Hololive, Niji Sanji, Vom's Project. But as I got more informed, I followed the smaller streamers who I could actually interact with. Because when you become a big streamer, and I don't fault the big streamers, but you cannot interact with everybody.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track.
It's hard. You know, on my own stream, I have slow motion or slow mode active so that not everyone can spam or you know, run up my chat like crazy. But if you're a streamer, a big streamer, and you can go and watch them, go watch a big streamer and watch if they have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 viewers in their chat at once. That chat moves crazy.
Oh yeah.
And as a viewer, I can't keep track of it. I can imagine as a streamer trying to keep track of that while trying to do everything else.
That actually brings me to a very fun segue. Because the next podcast, we're actually going to have somebody who often sits at about 100 viewers or above. Arva_69, who recently actually hit partner, who now actually just has to tag Arva on Twitch. And
Congratulations.
He somehow manages to keep up with every single chat message and responds to every single person, despite the chat scrolling by at like lightning speed at times. It is fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's a talent
that
not everyone has.
Oh yeah, and it is very fascinating.
From you explaining it, I can only say I have mad respect for anyone who can keep track like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it is insane. He answers every single question. It sounds sometimes like he's almost out of breath from not being able to. It's like listening to Eminem in Rap God whenever he's like talking.
Yeah, I mean seriously, I've seen some of these streamers who have their chat moving a million miles an hour and they don't even have slow-mo. And it's like, how do you catch a comment?
Yeah.
Let alone several. And it boggles my mind, and it makes me respect these streamers who can do that.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that.
It is really, really fascinating and cool to watch, because you can, in the middle of like a super exciting event, you can just say hi in chat, and he'll say hi and like welcome to the stream, and like talk about something like an inside joke that only you and he has. So he keeps track of almost every single one of his returning viewers as well.
And that is a talent. Mel, I see you. That is not a mod thing. That is not something that mods control. That is the streamer themselves, the broadcaster, who is looking at the chat while doing whatever they are doing and still keeping track of it. As someone who I bill myself as a casual variety gaming streamer. And I say variety gaming streamer because I play all kinds of games, all kinds of consoles, hence my name. But the casual part is I will stop a game and talk to the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these people can do that and still continue what they were doing. That is an immense talent.
It is amazing to watch. I don't understand how he does it, which is probably going to be a lot of something I touch on when he's on here next time, which is going to be on the 30th.
I will be there.
Yes, and so that's going to be really, really exciting and fun. But are you ready for the little mid-roll game we're going to have?
Let's do this, homie.
All right, let me get my glasses on. I need my investigator glasses. They're important. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. There's the glasses, and then I need like a mustache, like a cop mustache. Where is it?
Oh shit! We
Yeah.
got you know, we got Sherlock Swamp Holmes right up in here.
Here we go. Oh. There we go. Okay. So.
Boris, I see you, Boris. Yeah, I introduced you to Boris
Oh, hey,
before.
Boris. How's it going? Yeah, I just noticed. I was setting the thing up. Okay, so if you real fast, if you make sure that you do not have the Twitch stream open.
Oh man. Okay, so I got. Okay. Let me go ahead and. I done gone to another window, so I don't have the stream open. I can't see chat. So
Yeah.
anyone that's saying anything to me in chat, I cannot see
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna
Go on ahead, Grim.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the crime up on the screen. Now the game here is that I'm gonna be investigating the case of what this crime here is, and he does not know what the crime is, but he's supposed to answer based on what he thinks.
This will be good.
Yeah. And this is based off a real case, by the way. These are all based off of real cases. So we're
You
going.
didn't tell me that one.
Yeah, they're based off of real cases. So I'm bringing evidence from the
shit.
real case.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so your name, I'm just gonna keep calling you Playall. Okay. Is it genetics? I don't know. I think it is. It's gotta be. Okay. So, the other day you were clearly seen, you know, just strolling down the street, and with a warrant out for you, we brought you in. Would you like to tell me what you were thinking? You know, what were you aiming to achieve doing this? That's a lot of money for one man.
A lot of money. Okay, hold on. You caught me walking down the street.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a lot of money. So apparently, you say I had a lot of money on me. I'm a broke ass streamer. So I need to know what kind of evidence you have that I had all this money.
I had right here. This little piece of, like, I don't know what this is, like some sort of weird piece of paper. That's some scribbles on it. It's. What were you doing with all that? What were you doing with all that? Like. What were you planning to do with this massive amount of money that you were trying to?
Wait a second. Where did you find this paper? Was it on my person?
Yeah. Yeah, you were caught red-handed trying to use said piece of paper.
I don't recall.
You don't. You don't recall?
I am broke, so if you caught me with a piece of paper that said I had all kinds of money, did you dust it for fingerprints?
You know, we actually caught you on a security camera at this building you walked into, trying to use this piece of paper.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Clearly your face. Let me.
What time of day was this?
What time? Let's see. It was early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
You said you were clearly stated while being taken under arrest that it was some strange man behind a KFC that sold you this. That sold you this piece of paper.
That's funny because usually early in the morning, I'm at work. I mean, local time, I get up at 4 in the morning and I go to work at 6 in the morning. I have to be reporting to work at 6 in the morning. So if you caught me with this piece of paper,
is this not your face, sir? Is this not the face?
See, now I can't see nothing, so I can't answer that.
Oh no, I sent it in Discord.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me go to Discord. Hold on. Let me go to Discord. God dang it. Hold on a second. I gotta see how I'm being framed here, because apparently, if someone's got my picture doing something when I was somewhere else. Sir?
Yes?
Officer,
Yes.
the person that is in that picture is not the same complexion as me.
Oh.
First and foremost.
Oh.
Uh, Second, I don't recall being taken in for a mugshot.
Oh, but well, we took a mugshot before you came into into this little room here. Got a blind officer. Okay, listen. I'm just going off of the information given to me. Okay.
This is funny because I can't see chat, but I can only imagine what they're saying.
So, you said you were quoted saying that to the officer that arrested you. You said it's always been my dream to own. I'm quoting you here, to own the best Italian restaurant in the earth. I'm 10% Italian.
I believe you would need to talk to that officer again because I am 0% Italian.
You then went on to say, cooking authentic Italian food is in my blood. I plan to make the restaurant 80 million square feet and able to accommodate 30 million eaters at once.
All I can say is the only Italian food I can cook is spaghetti in my Instapot and frozen pizza in the oven on my pizza pan.
I don't know
I
that.
believe you have the wrong person. Pizza. Well, person.
Wrong pizza.
I think you're looking for a pineapple pizza when I am clearly Memphis style pizza.
You know, the person on the mugshot does look like a pineapple on pizza kind of guy. You also said that you wanted this restaurant to be underwater so that people could look at sharks while they ate.
Someone that grew up in Southern California, I have a very wary impression of sharks, especially great white sharks. Maybe it might be an influence from the movie Jaws, but I don't try to associate with sharks. So I believe that whoever the arresting officer is, possibly gave you inaccurate information.
Well, you see, it is actually a Florida man story, Boris. You see, we were gonna have to charge you as well with unlawfully carrying Chinese throwing stars and possessing bath salts that was found on your person when you were taken in.
What?
Yep.
It was planted. It was planted.
I don't know. You're not looking too good here.
Well, according to the picture, I'm not looking too good at all. I mean, seriously, this dude, whatever picture you just sent me, is clearly under the influence.
You know, I'd have to agree. It doesn't look all there. So, would you like to guess what this story is? What this story is reporting?
From my best guess, the person that you're looking for, who clearly is not me, has been distributing. I don't know if it's narcotics or whatever. They're distributing some kind of illegal substance that they have been partaking of themselves, and you've got the wrong guy.
Well, you see, you were caught on a security camera walking into the Bank of America and attempted to cash a check for $368 billion. You told the officer that you had written it to cash, and that you bought a blank check from a homeless man behind the KFC. What a blank check that it said was eligible for any amount of money, as long as you wrote it on there. As a matter of fact, sir, I believe the zeros are going down the right side of the check right here. It's literally too many zeros for the check to to account for. Let me just a photo for that. I'll pull a picture up on screen right now of this suspected individual. If any of you guys have seen this man, because this gentleman right here in the interrogation room is clearly not him. Would you then report to the closest police station? He looks slightly like
I just got that image. Hold on, let me. That clearly Jeff Watton. Oh wait, hold on. Image. What?
The face reveal.
Yeah. I would ask for a handwriting expert.
Yeah, you have your doubts. You want your lawyer yet?
Yeah. Can I get my lawyer, because I'm about to make a whole lot of money on this false arrest.
Thought it was the eyes. Yeah. Closest part is the haircut.
You know what? The haircut might be similar because of my age, but
Listen, I'm 21 and my haircut is similar, and I don't think it's the age. I think it's just male pattern baldness. Sadly,
male pattern baldness does not explain the fact that he doesn't have any gray hairs, and I am silver as a motherfucking silver mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a legitimate story about this man, Jeff Waters, that walked into a Bank of America and attempted to cash a check for $368 billion. Yeah.
My question for you,
Florida.
officer. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've heard plenty of stories about Florida.
Yeah.
My question for you, officer.
Yeah.
Is the first question is, whoever's looking at the security footage, are they blind?
As a matter of fact, yes, he's colorblind.
Apparently, because even though during the past couple of years I have not been able to go to the pool, my complexion has not been that light. Second, even with his hair the way it is, he has more hair than I do.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the man that this gentleman was accused of buying this check from, this blank check, that man was and his wife ended up being arrested for selling golden tickets to heaven.
Wow.
Behind the same KFC. They tried to they weren't even tickets, they were wooden boards painted with like yellow paint, written golden tickets on there with black marker, and they sold each of those for $100 each and said that this is valid for one entry to ticket, like one entrance to heaven.
Hey, I have my alibi already set because I don't go to KFC. If I eat chicken, I'm going to Popeyes.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's got better chicken, that's salty,
So
got the spicy. So, if you found a person who identifies as me behind a KFC, I have not been to KFC.
You can look at the stream now. Let's see here.
Okay, let me click back to the stream.
Let me
Hold on, I got commercials. Hold on.
All right.
While the commercial's going, let me go and get another beverage because this is entertaining. As a false arrest, I will be contacting my lawyer Johnny Cochran.
What? Johnny Cochran?
If you watch the OJ case back in the 90s, you would know who he is.
I don't know who that is.
I will be contacting my lawyer, Johnny Cochran, to sue the state of Florida. Apparently, this is in Florida.
Yeah.
For false arrest, for false information, for slander.
From the grave.
Wait, let me catch up with chat. Now that I'm back over here, let me catch up with chat. Yeah. Hannah doesn't go to KFC either. So, apparently, you catch anyone behind KFC, they're truly a degenerate.
We're likely to catch him with meth at the same time.
Yeah, I still have all my regular teeth. They may be crooked as fuck, but I still have all my teeth. So if you caught this person with meth, I'm assuming the reason that they're not showing any teeth in their mugshot is because they are missing teeth.
So you didn't meet a gentleman who went by the name of Tito Watts behind the KFC is what you're saying here.
Tito Watts does not sound familiar to me, no.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull up a picture of him here. This is Tito Watts. He's clearly ready for war, combat marked.
Oh my! Oh my! Is he supposed to be like a Neko man? I mean,
you tell me. You're the one that has had alleged dealings with this man.
I have never seen that man in my life ever. If I had,
he's got that
sure.
British denture.
Sorry to the people in Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone that looks like they got attacked by a kitten and lost, I do not know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he missed a couple times when he was marking down those golden tickets. He must have hit his face with the marker a couple times.
He hit his face with some cat claws a few times. That does not look familiar to me.
No, okay. Well, yeah, I'll let you go for now.
Thank you, officer. Because as an innocent, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, I appreciate all the efforts you have made to solve this case. However, as the same law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, I do feel offended that you would confuse me with the mugshot that you have sent me.
What is your father not Sleepy the Dwarf?
No. My father, IRL, when I was in at least 12th grade, was 6'2", 250 pounds, and all muscle. And this gentleman here that you have sent me the mugshot of, clearly did not inherit any of those genetics. Looks kind of malnutritioned.
I don't think he knows where he is.
Definitely doesn't know where he is. And even if I have the male pattern baldness, this person genuinely has more hair than I do. No silver whatsoever that I can see, and is generally the wrong person that you have identified me as and arrested. So I will be sending my lawyer to contact your department so I can get rich as fuck.
All right, I'll be looking forward to that.
Your police chief will be very disappointed, but that's okay. Maybe your job will be safe. In the meantime, can I have my public defender come on in and represent me, because I'm not going to spend any money on any lawyer with a cut and dry case like this.
Don't even need a lawyer. Just goes in and represents yourself.
That I could do as well. But most judges do not respect the self-representation, at least here in the States. So I will get the shitty ass public defender to come in and place my picture next to that one.
You know what they
Grant,
say,
those
better
people-
call Saul.
You know what? Better call Saul. Better call
Anyone with
I can call-
eyes?
as you can see from my profile description, our skin tone is not that similar. I mean, I haven't been in the sun in a couple of years, but yeah, I got a little bit more melanomen than this gentleman who is clearly allergic to the sun.
Yep. Probably didn't see what he was buying.
He couldn't. Looking at his picture, he can't see much of anything.
No, I don't think so. I think it was half asleep the whole time. Anyways, did you have to use like the bathroom or something?
I can. Are we going to take a break right now?
Well, I mean, we have about 7 minutes until the 2-hour mark. Then we can take a quick break, and then we can head into the last like hour 45 minutes.
I can wait the 7 minutes.
All right.
I am very interested in figuring out how your officers came to arrest me at my job, which I have been at for the past 5 months. To arrest me for something that I was not a part of at the time that you arrested this guy, or that you captured this guy on camera.
Oh well, it's quite simple. We're dumb.
I'm about to spray all my beer all over the floor.
It's really not that complicated.
Jesus Christ. Trying to pay respect to your officers and to your investigation team. I was trying to pay respect to your officers and investigation team, and hoping that they just made a mistake. But after your last comment, my settlement has just grown. Apparently, I'm gonna be a lot richer than I thought it was, but I thank you very much for sharing that information.
Settlement is a higher price. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do thank you for allowing me to retire early.
You're welcome. This is like most of the police department will too.
I'm not even gonna buy a pre-used mansion. With the settlement I'm about to get, I'm about to build a brand new mansion in sunny Southern California, where the weather is good and the taxes and property values are very high. So thank you very much, officer. Is there anything else you needed from me?
No, you're free to go.
I thank you very much. Since I haven't gotten the settlement yet, do you mind calling me an Uber? I'm just saying.
Oh, sure. I'll pay for it too. Anything else you want? Maybe a sandwich.
No, I'm actually gonna go to In-N-Out and get an expensive one, and I'll send the bill to you guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, fantastic. Don't want to go to KFC by chance?
I told you I'm a Popeyes guy.
Oh,
you know,
fair.
I want that like 6-piece spicy with the Cajun fries and just one biscuit, because those biscuits can choke the fuck out of you. But yeah. No, I'm good. Just go ahead and hook me up with that Uber or even a Lyft, so I can get back to my own place and laugh hysterically as I call my friends up on the phone and say, "I just became rich, bitch."
As a matter of fact, you can have my car. Here's the keys.
Thank you very much, officer. You've been so kind. I will be sure to mention your name in court. Um, Thank you very much. I will be waiting outside as soon as you take these cuffs off me. This table is not very friendly for me for moving around.
Hmm.
I'll be sure to mention that to my lawyer, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate your
Also, the deputies that arrested you, their body cam wasn't on either, so you can switch for that too. Just
body cam wasn't on. Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
I thank you for letting me know in advance.
Yeah,
It would have taken my lawyer like 10 weeks to figure that part out
yeah,
or to get that, released. But yeah. Thank you very much for letting me know.
yeah.
Um Actually, in the future, because you were so kind of an officer, um I don't want you to consider this a bribe or nothing, but I should take you out to like lunch at like Outback or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you've been a very
I'll
kind.
pay.
Yes, you will.
All right, let's go take a break real fast, and then we'll be back. And we'll talk about the actual healthy relationships between like streamers and streaming and
Before we get to that, and
oh
before we go to break, when we come back, you gotta tell me the resolution of this case, because I was bullshitting a whole lot, but I want to seriously know how this shit went down.
oh
But
that actually it was a very simple. He was deemed guilty and got a bail for 28,000 that he posted.
this must be something recent if the posted bail um didn't result in something else afterwards. But
Yeah.
let us go ahead and take a break.
Yep.
I will BRB.
Yep. I will too.
Danny, thank you very much for being here. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but uh
All right. I'm back
what
too.
you, oh, welcome back. I was about to start a chant. Link Lives Matter. Link's lives matter. Link's lives matter. Link's lives matter.
Exactly. All right. So, on to the next big old topic, which is streaming and having a good relationship with streaming. And I know that I have a fairly strong opinion on how to sort of reach your goal as a streamer. And I think we talked about this about like 6 months or so back when I was playing TF2 and you popped into the stream and hung out for a bit, and while I was ranting about this, and that's sort of how we got to know each other in the first place.
Yes.
And ever since then, I've been planning like a podcast where I could talk about this sort of stuff, and you're essentially scheduled to be on ever since then.
Thank you. I thank you. And during this time, actually, I introduced you to the homie Boris because we had similar thoughts. And it was brought to my attention when me and you were talking that the homie Boris had these thoughts as well, because there's a lot of things that are not told to beginning streamers.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if I want to call that gatekeeping or anything like that, but people who are starting to stream don't know the quote unquote rules.
Exactly, yeah.
So go ahead.
The thing about streaming is that a lot of people have this sort of notion that they can sort of just stream and not do like anything like social media wise and whatnot. And then they get big because they see these sort of big icons just only on their streaming, or highlights on YouTube from their streaming put up by fans, and they think, oh, if I stream, maybe I can do that. But there's more to streaming than just that people initially don't realize. But they eventually come to realize that, and that once they start streaming for a little bit, and they find out they don't grow, and they get discouraged, and they quit. And that's sort of what we want to touch on, why people aren't reaching that goal, what you can do to reach that goal, and how you can be healthy, have a healthy relationship with streaming while doing that. That's sort of the goal.
I agree 1,000,000,000% with what you said. People who are getting into streaming, especially with the pandemic the past couple of years, streaming has blown up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And a lot of people, especially from the VTuber side, see these people who like debut. And they debut with like thousands of viewers already. And they don't research why this is the case.
Yeah.
They don't research, they don't find out that corporate VTubers, and nothing against them because they got me into this. Corporate VTubers have a backing.
Mm-hmm. They start with companies and sort of quote unquote sponsors already.
Exactly. But the thing is, what people don't realize or they don't research is that the folks that are corporate VTubers, and I have nothing against them, because they earn their spot. People don't realize corporate VTubers have been doing this for a while and got hired on to assume a personality owned by the corporation. But in order to get hired, you already had to have a track record. And the same thing with independent VTubers. Independent VTubers, independent streamers have been doing this for a long fucking time. And you cannot grow overnight unless you have severe backing or you pulled your audience from another platform.
Exactly. It takes a long time to grow a following, even if you use the right methods. But there are certain ways to speed it up that most people either aren't aware of or don't want to do. Because it takes a lot of work.
Exactly. People are looking for the shortcut, and they don't understand that a lot of these popular streamers, and we're going to use the term streamers,
yeah,
a lot of these popular streamers grew elsewhere.
Yep.
I know a young lady who is a VTuber, and she got affiliate within a week. But what no one seems to realize is that she has had a TikTok for several years, just hit 50K on TikTok. And these people who were on her TikTok, when she said, "Oh, I'm gonna be a VTuber on Twitch," they came over. And so she had 1,000+ viewers out of the 50K on TikTok that supported her right away. And everyone's like, "Oh no, she just came in and blew up. I can make money like this too. Let me go ahead and do the same thing." And then they get frustrated and quit because they don't understand the time and effort that was put into it before showing up.
Yeah, exactly. I was very lucky in that sense because I ended up having a big uh not a big following, but I got into the VTuber scene during the summer and I was no worries, Anna. I already knew you were gonna, so um but I ended up having a good healthy relationship with streaming because I'd streamed months before. I knew what to expect, and at the same time, I also got into Twitter and VTubing during the summer, and I spent about a month building up an audience before I got into the streaming and debuted. And that gave me a good, healthy audience almost straight from the get-go because I decided on building up my audience first. So after about the first or second stream, I ended up getting affiliate almost right away. I reached 100 followers on Twitch before I even started streaming, which was very unusual, but I was very lucky in that sense because I put a lot of time into social media to promote myself. And a lot of people don't understand that you have to put that sort of work in to be able to have that sort of success within a field. Because a lot of people will do the initial thing and then they'll see it shrink slightly and they'll lose the motivation and then stop. I have multiple friends right now that stream and they pull like maybe 3 viewers on average and they don't feel like they're growing and therefore they give up on streaming because they feel like they're not going anywhere. And I always try to tell them that what they gotta do is that if they're aiming to stream because they want to grow and not for fun, then they should aim to use the methods that are meant to be used to grow, as in using collabs to grow and be more exposed to other audiences, and using other media and platforms to expose yourself to more people. And if you just want to do it for fun, then you just have slightly active, medium active presence on some social media. And if you're, very funny or have a big personality, then you're likely to make it big eventually, but it will be slower.
Exactly. There's a young man at the place where I currently work,
Yeah.
and he's one of those that I call an idiot. But during the time I was talking to him, because I don't talk to him anymore because he's an idiot. But he talked about, I told him, he asked me, "How come you don't ever work any overtime?" And I'm like, because I already told them, the plant manager, the production manager, I have obligations outside. I'm a live streamer, and I'm not a big live streamer apparently. Um, but I am in my growth stage, and it's an organic growth.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is plenty of ways to inflate your numbers, and you can tell the people who do it because they got like 4 or 5 thousand viewer or 4 or 5 thousand followers, but when you go on their stream, their average stream is like 3 or less viewers,
Yeah,
which just tells you right there off the bat they inflated their numbers because they were concerned about numbers, and they weren't concerned about how to grow those numbers.
exactly. Usually, when you try to grow an audience, you want to make sure that you first have the entertainment to keep said audience, and then you try and grow the audience after you've learned how to keep your audience. Because if you just
Yes.
focus on getting new members and not keeping the ones you already have, then you're just going to be in this loop of getting new people that leave, and the new people that leave, and the new people that leave. And so many people are
Yes,
stuck in that phase of just getting new people constantly that end up leaving, and they end up going nowhere with it. It's sort of like walking up a snowy hill. The snow gives out underneath your feet, and you slip back down before you can make it to the top.
exactly. And not to call out anybody, but I know of a few streamers who are support streamers
Yeah,
where they support people and they help them get to affiliate. They help them, grow their numbers. But then they're wondering, the support streamers are wondering why they're not getting bigger. And
yeah,
I try to tell them, I'm like, look, if you depend on new streamers to be your base audience, eventually they're going to leave because they have their own streams they got to,
yeah. Then,
maintain
yeah,
and follow, and they will leave eventually because they don't have the time
they're not going to
to
be new
support
streamers
you.
forever. Yeah,
No, they're not going to be they're not going to be new streamers forever. And granted, my start I streamed for like 2 months with no support whatsoever, except for like the few friends who would actually put me up on the, like I said, I have friends that put me up on the laptop. My sister did that. My mom does it, and they don't interact. They don't draw in other people. So if that was all I relied on, I would never have gotten this far that I am now.
yeah,
Instead, I reached out, anyone that's especially a VTuber, but even other streamers. You see those posts where they're like, for VTubers, drop your PNG or drop your reference sheet and I will follow you and da 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 da. I don't follow that metric.
yeah. That's more of a the blind follow, so to speak, where they follow you, but they don't follow you. It's sort of like a follow for follow almost type of deal.
Yeah, and follow for follow does not work because
Yeah,
you
that.
might get the numbers to make affiliate.
But at the end of the day, affiliate is just a title. It doesn't really benefit you except for maybe making you able to get subs and have like emotes and whatnot. But that's about all it does. It doesn't do anything else. But subs isn't going to do anything
Nope,
if
nope.
you don't have the views to give you anything from it.
Exactly. And here's the thing with streaming. The viewers are what gets you to where you are.
Yeah,
Subs, biddies, donos, all of that shit is a bonus, but in order to get affiliate, you need to have viewers. In order to get partner, you need to have viewers.
yeah,
And if you are not collecting those viewers and keeping those viewers, you're gonna plateau and you're gonna get frustrated if you set unreasonable goals for yourself. You
exactly. Yeah,
need you need to attract an audience who is going to be there for, in my case, I wouldn't say every stream because like I said, I stream every day. But if you stream on a regular basis, the regulars who come back, the regulars who come and stay, whether they're lurking or chatting, those are the people that get you the quote unquote money. And if you don't secure that, if you do not make sure that you are getting viewers, then all you're doing is running on a hamster wheel, going nowhere. No matter how fast you pedal, no matter how much stress you put into it, there's so many people who focus so much on the numbers, they don't realize that people in, people out.
exactly. There's gotta be quality over quantity, essentially. You gotta make sure that the content that you produce keeps people's attention. Even if you don't stream often, if you are able to put out quality streams when you do stream, that's more important than if you stream all the time. That's something that a lot of people don't understand is the fact that me, for example, I don't stream very often. My new stream schedule is going to be 3 times a week, but I want to make sure that those streams are really good when I do put them out. Rather than for some people quantity works because they have a natural charm, But for some people, it needs to be more focused on the content in said streams than the person in said streams. And
Exactly.
and it's so important to find out as a streamer where you are on that scale. Are you more content focused or personality focused? And once you have that, you can start settling down the style of what streams you want. And then you can start properly growing your content to the next level.
I agree 1,000,000,000% because, again, I don't consider myself a content creator. I play video games. I chat with people, and the people that come back are the people that enjoy my personality. I tell people, if you're looking for epic gameplay or epic speed runs, you're not going to find that here. But the people that keep coming back, they're not coming back for whatever game I play. I mean, you can get views if you play a popular game. You can get views if you do a certain thing. But in order to get a return on the effort you put in, the people have to like you. They have to like what you're putting out. They have to like your personality. And if your personality is fake, or your personality is manufactured, people will realize this and they will not come back.
Exactly. For some people, if they put on an entire persona their entire streaming careers, that might work, but that's a lot of stress and expectation to put on yourself as a brand and character. Because maybe once you start streaming, that doesn't work for you. Maybe one day you're feeling down, and you're gonna have to make a call between canceling a stream or dropping the character. And dropping said facade or said curtain, pulling those apart when you're streaming, when people are used to that like vibrant personality or the different personality that you decide to manufacture for your streams, when people are only used to said personality will come in and see you as a normal person, they might be completely off-put and feel scammed, so to speak, or they might feel like the immersion is broken. And so therefore I find it best to either find a mix between the two, being really you and also having like a mix, or being pure you with simply, if you're a VTuber, a model to represent you.
Exactly. Because, okay, there was some drama a month or two ago with one of the HoloLive people where the environment was this young lady. She was, the idol culture of Japan says idols don't date, and she was attached to a male VTuber, and when that happened, the shit blew up, and it became horrible for both of them.
Yeah.
If you're playing a role, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
no worries at all. The it's dangerous because not dangerous as in actual dangerous, but like it's risky because you never know how people will react once the curtains are finally inevitably pulled apart. So, like that girl who got banned from I think it was like Twitch or Twitter after she lost like 100,000 followers in 24 hours because she revealed she had a boyfriend. Like that made people go crazy. It was really, really insane to see. And whenever you see those sort of things, it's sort of like a relief to see that you are not playing a character, not playing a personality, but you are being yourself.
Yes, being genuine for any new streamers out there. Being genuine is your thing. If you want to play a role, because I look, there are plenty of people that I follow on streaming who do play a role, and I respect their hustle because they're playing a role that has gotten them an audience who will support them. I respect that, but at the same time, if unless you are prepared to fully fulfill that role, you are going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a wall that says either you do this or you do that. You can't go
Yeah.
forward no more. You have to go left or right. And then that it's the conundrum of what is correct for me
Yeah.
in their eyes. If you want to play the younger sister role who gets spoiled, doesn't do any NSFW kind of stuff, but you want to be spoiled as the younger sister, if that is the role you've assumed, can you maintain it? If the role that you're taking is that you are the Billy badass and don't need anybody, can you maintain that role?
Yeah, exactly. You got to make sure that this is a role that is realistic for you to maintain throughout your entire career. Like me, I'm gonna use me as an example here because I and my persona have this thing where I treat everybody like my younger sibling. Essentially, that's something I have, and that's something that I feel like I can maintain for a longer period of time without letting that facade or anything like that drop. It's a very small thing and part of the personality of my character, and that adds a little bit to people's experiences, feeling like they have a sort of personal connection. But if I take that too far, then people will feel tricked and scammed, or whatever word you want to use for it, once I'm no longer that to them. So,
Exactly.
so therefore, it's important to know where to stop that and where to put that limit. And that's where it comes into touch how to have a healthy relationship with streaming, because you gotta know exactly what to create before you can do that. Because quitting is so common among streamers because they don't know what to play on stream. Maybe a stream is coming up and they don't feel like it, and they don't know what to do on stream. They don't know how to grow. There's a lot of factors that sort of just make them not sure about where to go or how to have a fun time streaming. They feel burnt out because they put so much into it and feel like they're getting nothing back. And the best way to do it is simply to ask for help from somebody who knows how to do that. And although I don't have a lot of viewers myself all the time, that I have been around a lot of people that do have that sort of basis, and I've seen how they've grown, and I've kept close tabs on people like that so that I can keep track of their techniques so I can apply them to myself if I want to. And usually, it's just a matter of keeping track of the content you're creating and why people watch you. And once you have that down and you can nail that down to specific formula of content you want to create, then you can way easier produce the content that you want to and go into a day knowing already what you'll stream rather than trying to rush to find something to stream last second. Ultimately, that will create a way healthier relationship with streaming for you.
I agree. Like I said, 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah,
If you are playing a role, is that role comfortable for you?
yeah,
If it is not, this is like the simplest question in at least in my mind. If you're playing a role, can you sustain that role?
exactly.
And if you cannot sustain that role, can you transition to another role? If you cannot do either of those two, why are you streaming? What is your goal for stream? And this is another thing I would tell any new streamer. What is your goal for streaming? And is that goal a realistic goal?
Yes. If you're aiming to have a persona, you have to think of yourself as an actor that is acting for like maybe up to like 4 to 6 hours, multiple times a day, for potentially years. Can you keep that up without dropping that mask? And if the answer is no, then you should tone that down until you find it, you know, plausible for you to reach that level.
Totally agree. Totally agree. If you are streaming and one of your goals is to hit so many followers, First and foremost, is it a realistic goal? Is it? We're gonna use me as an example. 500 followers. Are you looking to hit 500 followers in a week, 2 weeks, a month, 5 months, 6 months, a year? What is your goal as a streamer?
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because goals are so important in streaming. Set goals that you want to work towards in streaming. That way you know exactly how much effort you should put into it. Like, let's say if I want to reach 1,000 followers by the end of this year, then I know that I'm going to have to put more effort into it than I am now. Because I've almost gone for a year now, and this is what I've gotten, even though I've been gone for half the year.
No, you've been on hiatus. You've been on
Yeah.
hiatus, and hiatuses do affect numbers.
Yeah.
If numbers are your metric.
Exactly. So, putting a goal up at the end, like say you want consecutive viewers to be like a certain number by the end of the year, or you want a certain amount of followers by the end of the year. I usually find consecutive viewers to be the best way to count your growth rather than the numbers of followers on Twitch or Twitter. Because that will show how many people are actively paying attention to you rather than passively just having you there. And so having a goal, like set a goal for what you want to accomplish in streaming and what you want to do and what numbers you want to reach is important because then you know how to work towards said thing. If you're gaining a lot of followers faster than you normally would, then you know that that viewer number is going to rise as well. But if you're gaining it slower than normal, then you know that it's either going to stay steady or slightly decline. It is important to find out what works for you and what grows your audience fastest for you. And there are a multitude of ways to do this that I'll get into in a bit. But the goals are so important to set for yourself so that you can try different methods and find out what works for you. And it's again a good measure to keep yourself going, to know whether you've made the goal that you want and when you can set your next goal. There's all these milestones that I believe should be set. As Playall said earlier, being a stepping stone to somebody is really helpful because you can help them reach their goals in that manner. And that's exactly what you should try and do. You should set a goal that you should try and reach.
Reasonably reach.
Yes, reasonably. Don't go like insane and be like, within 1 year, I'm gonna have 100,000 viewers. Like that's a bit much.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. You should not. And here's the thing that is commonly said: do not compare yourself or compare other streamers / VTubers to other people because the situation is so much different.
Yeah.
The situation is always different, and if you go and look at a Hololive or an Niji Sanji and they do their debuts and they have 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, whatever number of views they have, there is a reason behind that. And if you don't have that same reasoning that they do to grow that much, you are just going to do nothing but stress yourself out and burn yourself out.
Oh yeah. It is so important to have to just have that like goal and to know how much effort you got to put in. If you don't go in with the expectations of what you got to give, then you're gonna burn yourself out when you actually have to give more than you thought.
Exactly.
And is there anything you want to add on to that?
The only thing I would say is that when you start streaming, IRL VTuber doesn't matter. When you start streaming, it's nice to have a goal, but make it realistic. Don't think that you're going to make money overnight when all of these big streamers, whether it be IRL or VTuber, they've been at it for years.
Yeah.
It's nice to think that you're the next big. Exactly. It's nice to think that you're the next big thing, but be realistic. If by chance you think you're the next big thing and you're not, what are you going to do next?
Exactly. It's you always want to leave yourself with options.
Exactly. Have yourself, leave yourself with options and have yourself alternate plans. Okay, I was here a month. I didn't hit 100,000. I hit 20.
Yeah.
Which would be great. But if you only compare yourself to the big streamers, it doesn't seem that great, and it becomes discouraging, and it puts mental stress on you. And then you are thinking about, well, I ain't doing so good, I should quit. No.
Exactly. It's important to remember relative to what you usually have, compared to your own statistics and not other people's statistics. Because if you usually sit at 3 viewers and one day you hit 6 viewers, that's fantastic. That's twice as many. That's 100% more. But if you look at 6 viewers and then look over to your side and your buddy has 10, then you're going to feel discouraged because you don't have that number. You need to compare to your own stats and your growth and not to other people's growth.
Exactly. Do not prescribe to the keeping up with the Joneses mentality.
Yeah. I have seen so many people that have sat at, like, say, maybe like 10 to 15 views for years and then drop back down to like 5 views. Or people that have even been in the hundreds and now have dropped down to maybe 3 views on average. Just because they have a higher number than you does not mean that they are going to consecutively hold a higher number than you. Don't compare. Focus on yourself and your own growth. You should try and help the other people that are struggling to grow instead of focusing on whether you're growing or not.
Exactly. I can't even picture how I can agree with what you just said more.
Yeah, it's... And to move on to the next topic of reaching a goal of growing fast. There are 2 ways of doing this. I touched on this 6 months ago when Playall was in my chat for the first time, which was there's the sort of cheap way, which is the sort of cheap, shortcut that is not guaranteed, but way faster if it works. It's a risky way, and you can come off as a bit of a dick if you do it. It's not a drama way, but it is a way of doing it. And that is sort of looking at other streamers as a resource to get yourself big, essentially. Collabing and working your way up the collab ladder. And getting your name out there and constantly being available all over the place at all times. It's a lot of work, but it will get the job done faster than just sort of being moderately active in all places at once. That is one way you can do it. But there are other ways too, based on what your goals are. But if your goal is to make a monetary gain from streaming, then you have to look at it as a job. And if you look at it as a job, then you can't focus on letting it grow slowly over time. You have to try and make it grow as fast as possible, and that requires using other people and streamers as a resource. And it's important to meet that with realistic expectations, and understand that. I don't use that method because I don't like that method. But other people that might want to grow might use that method. A good example of somebody that does that, that has done that. Again, no hate. I love the guy, but Ludwig, big streamer, big guy on YouTube. He did that. He had a lot of the whole clickbaity thing, and during the Among Us era, he collabed his way up to the big dogs, and then got very big. And now he has a giant he has a job and arguably had the biggest stream. And now he has the world record for the longest consecutive stream. And it worked for him, and he's better off for it. But that doesn't mean it will work for everybody. It's a risky strategy, and either you're going to be hated or loved. There is no middle. And it's important to know that going into said strategy. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, though. No, did Playall disconnect? I think he accidentally DC'd. That's alright. In that case, I'll touch on the second method, too. Because that second method is also super, super important. It is the slow method, the sort of the media coverage way to grow. And that is when you slowly start to put yourself out on social media throughout an elongated time and slowly grow your audience on a platform like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram by putting together clips and, you know, small little highlight reels. And that will slowly grow your audience over time. Very slowly, but it will be way more honest, and you might have a stronger fan base because of it. So it really is all up to taste when it comes to that sort of thing. There's a lot of people I know that have done that, and there's a lot of people I know that have also just, you know, almost just streamed and made so much out of it. Which is the third method, which is rare to actually manage to do well, where you almost exclusively stream and have minimal social media. Now for this one, you have to be an entirely personality-based content creator. And this is the hardest one to accomplish, where people only watch you for your personality and who you are, rather than the content that you produce. Because usually it will be a 50-50 or content entirely. So if they watch you entirely for your personality and you manage to grow off of that, then that is fantastic, and it is so rare for that to happen. And there's a lot of people like that out there. And because you always have to have something that pulls people in, whether it be gameplay, personality, content, or a mix. Shroud is a skill at everything he does right away when he gets into it, which is a natural talent that he's made a living off of, because he can sort of just enter an FPS game and he'll right away have the skills to pick up said game, while other people will not have that, like nothing even remotely close to that. And say for other people it's personality based, like say Germa. Germa is a very personality based streamer, where he's almost never active on social media. The only activity he has on social media are little projects he has going, and his editor that puts up videos for him. They have like minimal engagement, but people love Germa's personality, so he almost tops Twitch whenever he's streaming purely because of that. And especially when he has his projects, he tops like Twitch for the whole year. And that, which is insane. It gives so much exposure to him as a creator, and he's a fantastic creator at that. He creates some of the best content on there, and that's absolutely deserved. You can see how much love and personality goes into each and every single project that he puts out. So it's a very, very it's a very charming ordeal to see somebody put so much love and care into their streams and so much personality. And you can see that he truly enjoys streaming. While other people, you can clearly see they are just growing off of the clout that's around them. And the clout that they're, you know, trying to gain. There are, of course, examples of that. And then there are people who, Germa isn't real, right? Germa is very real. Germa is real. His name is Jeremy IRL, but I don't know what his last name is. He's a fantastic creator. Germa985. Fantastic creator. So charming. He is, and the thing is, he doesn't put on a personality when he's streaming as well. He's like that in all content, like all areas of life, not just streaming. He used to do YouTube back in the day, which is where his audience followed into Twitch from. Because he did YouTube since like 2010, and he still has like the second YouTube channel. Oh yeah, no, it's that's a joke that yeah, no, Germa is exactly as he presents himself on stream. That is just how he is. And, but he did have a meme going for a long time about the, you know, what, the sus imposter meme? Is that the one? Sus imposter meme. Yeah, when the imposter is sus meme, which he actually like made popular by putting it literally full screening it on his stream and just talking while that was on there, and it ended up just on the like top of Twitch with only that PNG, and people were freaking out because it was during the Among Us era. So people found that to be peak humor, and it was really funny. And the cool thing about Jerma is that I don't think I've seen him clickbait. I don't think I've ever seen him clickbait his streams, or his projects, or anything like that. It's always very genuine. And a good example of really seeing how good Jerma is as a personality is watching the streams where he really gets into like fits of like anger or frustration when his streams are scuffed. Like there's one where he's moving, like the stream he has right before he moved houses, and he ended up having moved his microphone because he forgot he was going to stream, so he has to use this like shitty headset microphone, and he's on this shitty laptop. He just sits there with this horrible microphone that he's just talking to chat with it, like for a long, long time. And it's absolutely horrendous sounding. And when he screams, it just cuts out. And oh yeah, Germa's addicting. Careful there. He's a rabbit hole. And there's one where he literally was like where he was screaming about Red Dead Redemption on stream because he was trying to play the original Red Dead Redemption on stream. And so he bought a physical copy of the game, and then it wouldn't launch because he hadn't tested it before the stream. And so he tried buying it on the Xbox Store, and that wouldn't launch. And then his computer blue screened, and he was freaking out about that too. And everything was just going haywire, and he just sounded so like he was so done with life after that. And it was a hilarious stream, and it was really good stuff. But Germa is a prime example of what a personality-based streamer is. Because when you have content-based streamers that have to rely on clickbait and interesting content rather than personality, or a mix, then you end up with uninteresting streamers that don't do well. I.e., Star, that he used to play with, very big YouTuber. Went into streaming just like Germa at the same time, pretty much the exact same time. And he ended up almost failing completely at streaming. At streaming, he pulls 100 views at most, which is, sure, it's a lot, but based on what he got on his YouTube, it is next to nothing. Like in comparison. Like, let's see, if I pull up, ignore that. If I pull up his streams now. Okay, there we go. He has, on the latest video he uploaded, 109,000 views. That was 11 months ago, but that wasn't really a content thing. So I guess the other one, which is the one right before that, has 1.6 million views. So he used to have a lot of views on average, because this was way back in the day when it was really hard to get views on over 1 million on YouTube videos. I'm talking like 6 or 7 years ago. And he would sit here with like a million views per video while just fucking around on GTA with Jim, because he was very good at editing and creating good content. Steraria? Oh, is it when, yeah. Yeah, that's the guy. And people found out that Star really only works well when he's put with Germa because their personalities create great content. Because Star is a great content creator, but he's also good at getting content out of Germa. But Star is great at creating content out of something else, but he's not great and interesting as a personality streaming wise. And that creates a lot of clash in the streaming department for him, because if he streams, he doesn't pull nearly as many views as, say, Germa does, or maybe your average streamer. And despite having more success on YouTube, because if you go and check out Germa's original YouTube channel and his current one, let's see, Germa985, 837,000 subscribers. And then we go to second Germa. Second Germa has 601,000 subscribers. Let's see, that's about 1.4 million. Now if we go to Stars, he has 771,000 on one channel and 235 on the other. It shows that Germa has grown way more as a personality-based streamer, despite having less views overall on his videos. So, although personality-based streamers grow slower, they have a more steady fan base once they get going. People are there for them, not for their content, necessarily. And that's why Germa succeeded and Star did not. And that's why it's so important to know what content and area of content one should pursue. Should it be editing content together from other content, like how Star has his basically videos on YouTube? Or should it be like Germa, where you literally just, turn on the microphone, turn on a game, and you sit and you bullshit for, 6 hours? Because there's a vast difference between the two. And it shows really well once you actually are aware of this difference. And there's other creators too that have this like big difference where some people will only get a lot of viewers when they have special content, and otherwise they'll be really low on viewers. And some people will only will specialize in one type of content and then not be good at any other type of content. So, let's say a good example is World of Warcraft streamers. World of Warcraft streamers may be specializing in World of Warcraft. So right after an expansion comes out, or an DLC, I guess, for those of you who don't play World of Warcraft and don't know what an expansion is. Once a big DLC comes out, they will pop up in popularity, easily up to like 10,000 views. And then slowly, throughout the next 2 years, descend down to like 100 views. Maybe less. Maybe, I've seen some people that used to be at thousands of views now literally sit at like 5 views. It's crazy. And then, then 2 years later, when a new expansion hits, they'll shoot right back up again because their content is solely based on what they can create from this new content. So again, they create content from content, but because they're aware of the content they create, they can create better content. And I believe that using myself as an example, am in the content like scale of that thing. I believe I weigh more on the content side of things rather than personality side of things, because I know I can create good content, but I don't know if I can hold an audience's attention for hours on end with my insane ramblings. And therefore, I try and create more interesting content than I try to just consistently stream. Or at least I try to be skillful, or at least I try to put a lot of skill into the things I do on stream. And that is what separates the three types of streaming personalities: the content creator, the personality, and then the mix. Because there are mixes out there too, of course. There's people like Toast, who's good at games, has a fun personality, and also creates amazing content. He goes great in all three. Same with Michael Reeves, does the same thing. Amazing personality, he's good at what he does, and he's just generally, like, very good at creating content. Hell, it was a clickbait to have Michael Reeves in your title or thumbnail back in the day. Because that's how influential he was with his personality and whatnot. And that has really created a big gap between streamers. So if you put three of those together, that is usually even better content. Like if you put one person who's has a good personality, and one who's good with content, and one who's good with content and personality, or only with skill. But with those three together, that is a recipe for a fantastic trio. I am at this point just rambling, just waiting for Playall to get back, by the way. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, it's crazy the amount of people that end up quitting streaming because they can't find out what content they want to create. Some people try to create content based on the fact that they just want to stream and that they're just passionate. That doesn't hold any water, so to speak. That doesn't hold people's interest. You need to have something more than that. If you like to just stream, you need to know what type of streamer you are, like I just went into a giant rant about. Because there's like 3 different types of streamers. You want to know whether you want to do this for monetary gain or for entertainment, or for both. Because you can do a mix of like both the grind climb, the Sigma grind set, and the fun while streaming. But you have to know what you're going for, and you can't switch in and out of something. Because that just does not work. And trying to make that work is not gonna work either. The longer you delay and the longer you keep just sitting on that sort of thing without knowing what you're doing, the worse it's gonna get. Love the background? I'm glad. I was thinking of getting a giant like wooden sign with like vines spelling out the name of the podcast. Sort of like a little tavern keep thing. Like a little sign held up by like 2 vines, similar to like how a tavern would have their like hanging signs. But yeah, I had a lot of ideas. I still do have a lot of ideas, which is important for me since I'm a content-based creator. And so finding that balance is important for people. If they don't know where that balance is, there is nothing. You're never ever going to succeed in streaming. And that is a hard to swallow pill for some people. Because if you don't have the motivation to create content, when you're a content person, when you're like a content person and not a personality person, then you're not gonna make it. It is that simple. And it's sad. Because you see so many people end up leaving streaming or giving up because they don't think they're succeeding. They don't find people that watch their stuff and are endeared by it or enjoy it. Despite them having a talent which they're not tapping into. I believe that everybody has either a talent for creating content out of content, or for just being themselves in front of his screen. Or just being good at stuff. Some people are just naturally good at stuff. But it's harder to get far by just being good at stuff. I hate to, brag, quote unquote, but I pick up games very fast and I'm good at them. But that does not mean that I can make a living off of that. I cannot just throw on 50 different games per stream and be, look, I already am doing good in this game. I can't do that. That's not content. That is a way to slowly kill the Twitch. I can't do that. But if I took a game that I'd never played before and filmed myself playing it for 4 hours, then edited it and posted it on YouTube, that I could create content out of that. But again, similar to those of you who watch Jerma, you know that he can pick up any game, suck ass at it, and then doing it live, people will have the most fun time watching. It's crazy. I really enjoy watching those sort of people that have the lovable personalities. Everybody has their person they latch onto while watching content. Now, if you want to find your viewer base streaming wise to latch onto, you have to scan through the Twitter, TikTok, other things like that. And it's important to understand the difference. Because if you don't, you will inevitably give up and just sort of fade. A Twitch career will just die and fade away because somebody doesn't understand the type of content they're supposed to produce. I know so many people that create such amazing content, but they're not, content people. Does that make sense? They're I'll rephrase. They create amazing content, but they are not live streaming personalities. They are YouTube personalities. Because they should edit their stuff and put it in. Not the other way around. And some people don't understand that. And it's really sad to see. I know I'm gonna call someone out. Nat Lupin, very good friend of mine. I'm very close to him. Love him to death. Fantastic guy. I find him fun to watch. I find him interactive. I find him a fun person. But I think his personality is more based on YouTube content than Twitch content. That's... Or... Well... I think he's the in-between of that, more. It's a more accurate way to put it. I think he should keep streaming, but I don't think his personality is so addictive that people are gonna find his stream and stay there for a long time. I think they need to find him from his content, and then they will stay there for a long time. Which is why I think you should reach out to places like TikTok, YouTube, and whatnot. And I think a lot of people have that, where it's like, hey, you create really fun streams, really fun stuff to watch. But you just don't create it in the right way. You don't put yourself out there in the right way. And it's sad to see. It's just very, very sad to see. Because I know a bunch of people that absolutely should have made it. They should have made it big. But they don't. Because they aren't willing to, you know, jump on in there and go sort of crazy with their content creation, so to speak. They give up. Because they don't understand what type of personality they are. And that ends up killing off their career before they even get off the ground. And I can name examples of this too, because there's so many. There are so many. And then there are those people who give up, which is never fun to see. There are people who give up and stop doing what they're doing when they're heading to like a good place. Like I see so many people that actually succeed in streaming, and they also give up and they don't continue. And that is also super depressing to see. Because I know that a lot of those people can make it. And that is... like, you sort of just want to reach out and, like, hug him and be like, hey, you got this. But you can't really do that. And I wish I had a bigger audience just so I could reach out and say this to everybody. But not everybody has the personality to stream live. But I believe that everybody can learn how to create good content. There's a reason why only like 1% of streamers end up getting partner. There's a reason why there's a big correlation between people who reach partner and people who are active on places like TikTok and YouTube. Usually they have some sort of correlation with some big social media presence that pulls them into that. Some people might, very rarely, I rarely see this, but sometimes I will see people that are bad at both. Because they just don't have enough practice in content creation or don't know the flow of their content to be able to edit it properly and make it into interesting content. And that's especially sad because they will inadvertently kill their career by not practicing their content because they give up. A good example of somebody who I think has massive potential if they keep on going down the road they're going down is Ephemeral. Big, like, big potential. She has a specific niche that most people don't have the luxury of having, where she is actually very, very new to the gaming scene, having not even played games for a year yet. And that is rare. In total, she has not spent a year in games yet. And she had a TikTok that went, like, viral at some point. She had a viral TikTok in the VTuber community. She got, like, millions of views. And she ended up... and she still streams. She still streams on the average. But it's clear that she couldn't keep the numbers that she got from that. Yes, she got, like, viral from a TikTok she posted. But it's clear that she couldn't keep the numbers from said viral TikTok because she ended up getting higher numbers for a while. And some of them stayed, but a lot of them also left. Which is more of a testament to the fact that there's something she's lacking, but she doesn't understand what it is. But if she keeps working on it, I think that she can make it. I think that she can do fantastic if she keeps on making it. And that's usually what I think it is. You just gotta find that niche and that exact thing that you are missing, that little spark that you need to make your content into the best possible content. And then you can make it. Because I think a lot of people think that the content they create on Twitch is about as good as their content will ever be. But the best a person's content will ever be will almost never be on Twitch. It will be through highlights on YouTube or through a short 30-second clip on like TikTok or something. That will highlight their content in the best possible way. Not necessarily the most accurate way, but it will put it in the best possible light. Because you have full control over how it's done. And that sort of control is completely necessary. By the way, we're going to wait about 15 more minutes for Playall to come back. If he doesn't, we're going to end the stream. But yeah. It's crazy to think of the amount of people that just give up. I think somebody needs to do like a Twitch course, essentially. There needs to be an available Twitch course for people. Well, people have tried making Twitch courses, but we all know how that goes because people end up not going to them. And they end up dying out. There are Twitch boot camps, so to speak, where new streamers pop in, they hang out there for a while, and then they leave. Because nobody likes to admit that they're struggling at something, or doesn't know what they're doing wrong. And I can sympathize with that, because I don't like to admit that I don't have any fucking clue what I'm doing. But I am willing to admit the fact that I know what I'm best at, and that is content creation, but I'm not confident enough in myself or motivated enough to create said content. So I stick to streaming, and I try to make my streams as content focused as possible, rather than personality focused. Which is why podcasts are something I'm getting into, because with podcasts, I can have somebody focus on on me and another person clashing together and creating a fun, little dynamic, rather than only my personality. And that's why we also have a few bits here and there, because it works well. And that's because I understand the type of creator I am. And I think it's important that other people do that too. And I think there's a big, stigma around trying to understand what type of creator you are. I feel like I'm just going in circles, by the way. I feel like I'm going in big big old circles. But I'm just rambling at this point to keep the content flowing. Because that's what I'm best at. And I think if we touch a little bit on what Playall said earlier, that a good foundation is important. Because I absolutely think a good foundation is important. Imagine if, best thing I can preface it on is, imagine building a house. But one singular nail, or just like one plank taken out of the side of the house, and the entire house crumbles. One rain day too heavy, and the entire house crumbles. That's what happens when you don't lay a good foundation you have anything on. And that sort of foundation is what people who rush content, like, take the path of the Russian content creator, goes on. Like Ludwig. If he built his castle of glass, it's like a big old castle, fantastic, really cool. But it was built on a very, very bad foundation of sort of always putting yourself on a bigger pedestal and climbing up a bunch of stairs where you're not sure if there's a door at the top. And what I mean by that is that he kept collabing off of slightly high streamer, and a person who was slightly higher than that again, and then one higher than that, and each of those ones represented a step, and he keeps climbing up those steps, not knowing what's at the top. Now, at the very end, he might fall off because he might have taken a misstep somewhere. But if you build a solid, good foundation, then you can build a sturdy castle of people that will always be there and support you no matter what you do. Hell, the best possible example I can give of this sort of thing is, like, say, actually, before I go on a tangent again, the best thing I can because the other way is slow but methodical content you put out. That one's less guaranteed to work because it's so slow and it's going to take longer, but it is possible. And most people opt for that method because they don't want to take advantage of people or feel like they're taking advantage of people. But a lot of people don't understand that is what the majority of a streaming business is taking advantage of other people for views, so to speak. And that is a big old problem. Because that strong foundation is 100% necessary to be able to keep a long-standing, job out of what you do. Now, I'm sure that people like Ludwig could retire at this point with all the money he's made from streaming and all the monetary gain he's gotten if he invests it smartly and puts it into the correct things. And he would never have to work another day in his life. But he's a very lucky case in that scenario, because most times that is not going to be what happens. What's going to happen is that you're going to fall and you're going to crumble after a while. And I know there are examples of this. I know there are, but I can't think of any. I know there's a bunch of WoW streamers, but I want somebody more relevant that I can bring up an example of. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here's one. Call Me Carson. The offense he did was talking to soliciting a minor. It was within the confines of the law because they were within 4 years, age range of one another. And whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. But he had amassed a massive, massive following in a very short span of time. Like, within 2 years, he gained a massive following and lost the entire thing. Like, I'm talking millions upon millions of views. Potentially one of the fastest growing YouTubers ever that was ever created on the entire platform. Killed by one allegation, not even allegation, by one thing that he did that was even legal. A good example is just looking at his videos. Before this allegation, he often got up to more than like 10 million views per video. Now, in comparison, he still pulls good numbers, but not nearly as good numbers. His last video has about 400,000 views, and it was uploaded 2 weeks ago. That's not nearly touching on the numbers because he built that castle on glass. So it's not gonna hold. It's gonna fall at the first possible sign of crack. Which is what that was. There was a little crack in the glass and he ended up the entire thing crumbling down. And now he's trying to rebuild it in the same method that he lost it in. By making the same types of, YouTube videos. Same type of, content, same type of streams. But he has this negative connotation gone alongside with him now. Which people can't get past because they don't have any other connotation to go off of because he grew too fast to be able to catch himself. It was a hectic year for that. I can see other people that have done similar things and gotten away almost unscathed from it. But he didn't, because he grew too fast. Yeah, I'm still going. Playall is currently, he's currently, I don't know what happened to him. He suddenly just went quiet. Still online on Discord, but he's on away mode. He didn't send me a tweet or a DM or anything, so I don't know what happened. So I'm just going until about... I doubt he fell asleep. I don't think he fell asleep. He might have fallen asleep. I'm very tempted to. I'm very, very, very... We were just talking. We were just chatting. He didn't sound tired. I'm tempted to just, fucking turn my mic on full and just scream through it, but muting my microphone on stream first. I'm not gonna do that, though. Not gonna do that. I'm not... Should I? Should I do that? I don't know. I'll have to. Alright. I'll mute my microphone and check. Okay. You guys just listen to this nice, birthday music. Nope. No response there.
He's unknown.
Oh, there you are. You there?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Where'd you go?
Just sitting here watching you tear about empty streams.
What?
I'm just here chilling, watching you tear up empty streams or pseudo technical streams that are just there to try to get the views and not putting the work in.
Yeah.
I've been here.
Okay. What happened?
My internet has been going out recently. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's an ISP thing or
All
if
right.
it's my computer. So I might disappear for a few moments. I am coming back.
All right. Yeah. No. I was gonna say we're gonna end the stream in like a little bit here.
All right.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to shout out before your internet potentially goes out? Goes out?
Generically, I just want to shout out all the people that are trying to stream and be VTubers, especially, but just streaming in general does take a lot of willpower to not only do it but to keep doing it. You're not gonna find any, overnight success, but if you keep doing it, your audience will eventually find you.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
that'll be what I have to say.
Yeah. Keep working on it.
Yeah.
Find your style and then create based on said style. That's
Yes, sir.
the best advice there is. I don't really have any closing comments beside that. On the 30th, I'm gonna be there's gonna be another podcast. I'm gonna be talking to Arva. It's gonna be pretty cool. So make sure to pop in on that and check that out. It's gonna be cool. And this weekend, I'm gonna get together a schedule of when I'm gonna be streaming during the weeks. I'm gonna be posting that on my Twitter, so keep an eye out for that too. But besides that, there's nothing else that I know of.
I thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah.
And again, if you ain't following him on Twitter or any other socials or on his model as well, follow this man.
Yeah. Also go follow Playall if you've enjoyed what he's put forth today.
Yes. Follow us if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy learning from the content. A lot of people don't do that. Some people say, "Oh, send me meal." No, the correct response is how to hold it and how to drink for it. So,
Yes.
drink from it, I should say.
Exactly.
This man here, Grim, has been very instructional, very kind enough to talk to people. So, follow him, get the right information, make it easier on yourself to becoming a streamer.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure that you're properly informed and got things, going and going the way that it should. Find your style and just go for that. Don't try and be something you're not. Don't go for anything you can't do.
Exactly. People will realize, people will find out, people will sense it.
Exactly.
If you're gonna be fake, don't be fake that you can't maintain.
Exactly. Well, with that, I think we can end the stream here. Let's see. Is there anybody we can raid? Anybody we can raid?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I got a list of people, but that list of people. No, here's the thing: the list of people is always people that I want to introduce people to.
Yeah.
This is your stream, your raid. Find one of your buddies. And that another and for anyone that's watching, anyone's listening, that's another rule. Follow your buddies, shout out your buddies, raid your buddies.
Exactly.
That's the start of your community.
Yes. Let's see, we'll raid Shady, I think. Go bully her a bit. She finds that fun.
All right. While you're doing your goodbyes, I gotta run to the little streamer's room.
All right.
I'm in the headphones, but I'm gonna mute for a bit.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next stream. If I see you there, I'm probably gonna be doing some slight content creation when it comes to some D&D maps potentially rather than games. Maybe I'll do games. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it this weekend and then I'll get back to you. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Peace.
That shit was...
You're throwing.
Oh, shit! Grim!
Nice.
Let's go! Hi!
Save up. Save the up.
How was your stream? I hope it was good. I was on...
Hayden.
I lurked for a little bit. I hope you're doing good today. Thank you so much for the raid, River.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm ShadyBaby6. I
I
am a variety
but fucking
variety streamer. I stream Genshin